As the sun sets on the big league season, the stars of tomorrow shine bright in the desert night. For over 30 seasons, we've seen the likes of Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, and Bryce Harper go from AFL stars to MLB superstars. This year's class has the chance to shine as bright as any. One stellar fall season could put you on a meteoric rise to the show. So come stargaze with us as the best of the best from the Fall League face off. It's the AFL Championship game, next on MLB Network. Saying goodbye only means we're that much closer to our next hello again. As the curtain comes down on the Arizona Fall League season, it's a reminder that we're one day closer to spring training. Saturday night, under the lights, and we are coming to you live from Salt River Fields here in Scottsdale. It's the Arizona Fall League Championship as the surprise Saguaros go for the three-peat against the Salt River Rafters. And for the very first time, we welcome you to our booth here in Scottsdale. Greg Caserta joined by Dan O'Dowd and Jim Callis. It's our second straight year together. And guys, last year we saw 7 players in this game make their major league debuts in 2024.
Yeah, Greg, we're going to see more big leaguers tonight. And honestly, these kids are playing for a ring. It's been a long time that a lot of them actually played for something that has meaning. And tonight we're going to see them compete for something.
Yeah, it's amazing. You look at the track record of this league. It's been going on for more than 30 years. More than 2/3 of the players have wound up in the big leagues. It's over 3,000 big leaguers over the years, and we'll probably see 30 players tonight, which means 20 future big leaguers. And as you just point out, Greg, we'll probably see some of these guys in the majors next year.
Callis loves numbers, so do we. We take a look at some of the top 100 prospects here in the Arizona Fall League. Well represented, many players across different organizations, but at the very top, we'll see him early. The #1 first base prospect in baseball, it's Jack Caglione.
Yeah, I think the thing that's going to jump out at you guys immediately is the physicality of Jack. He's just an enormously large human being. That's a good athlete. He moves exceptionally well in the box. Jimmy, his power is enormous, quality of contact. University of Florida, he had max exit velocity numbers of like 121. The key, as we both know, is that, can his swing decisions become good enough to get to his power on a consistent basis? But there is no doubting the power in this young man.
I think he's got the best power in the minor leagues, both raw power, usable power. We're going to 20 scouting scale here. You see we went 70 power on him at MLB Pipeline. Dan thinks we're light, Greg.
Yeah,
I think that should have been an 80 on the power. But 70 power is like 40 homers a year. So, are you saying 50, Dan?
Yeah, if the swing decisions get better, I think he will. If they normalize, I think you're looking at 45 to 50.
And the nice thing is he's not just a match. You can see 55 hit. He's an above-average hitter, makes a lot of contact, as Dan said, needs to refine the swing decisions, also an above-average fielder. So he's not just a guy who, if he's not hitting home runs, he's not helping you. Obviously a fine two-way player in college, too. Stronger arm than most first basemen. He's so talented.
The reason why they have me in the middle is to keep these two separated. So far, so good. Caglione's got the power. Caleb Durbin's got the speed. He's going to lead off this game, and when he gets on, he flies.
I mean, it's a multi-dimensional player, can play multiple positions, stays inside the ball exceptionally well, uses the off gap. It's kind of a hover hold in his leg kick. Jim, this is a guy, we talk about ceilings all the time. We talked about Jack and his ceiling. This guy's one of those players with a high floor. Why is that important? They show up to win every single night. They get the most of their ability every single night. They're highly competitive every single night. Winning player right here.
He can do a lot of things. And in the Fall League, it's not just about the future superstars like Cags. But you point out Caleb Durbin, Aaron Boone was talking earlier this week. He's going to be part of the team. Probably next year play a major role. He can do a little bit of everything. Really good contact hitter, walks more than he strikes out. He's only a slightly above average runner, but he's a student of base stealing, really knows how to run the bases, versatile defender. He can play about 5 or 6 different positions. He's a guy, he might not be a future MVP like Cags is, but he's a guy who can help a winning team make the playoffs and go far.
And now they get to take center stage. The Saguaros are going for the three-peat. The Raptors going for their first championship since 2019. First pitch is coming up right after this.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. But the money I saved, thought I'd get a wax figure myself. Oh, Right in the temporal lobe. Beat it, punks! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Feel the power of Osteo Biflex. Taken every day, it's clinically shown to improve joint comfort in 7 days with significant improvement over time.
Skincare can start in the laundry room. That's why I always recommend All Free Clear for sensitive skin. It's free of dyes and perfumes.
It's a key part of my self-care routine and is gentle for my skin and hers too.
For an effective clean that's gentle on skin, all you need is All Free Clear.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Home is a warm and fuzzy feeling. Experience the comfort of home wherever you go. With the familiar, long-lasting freshness and cuddly softness of Snuggle. Snuggle, the comfort of home.
Hey kids, what do you call the NordVPN Black Friday deal? The Block Friday deal. Woo! Because you block online threats. Black Friday, Block Friday.
Get the Black Friday deal and block online threats now.
Davidson can end it with one swing.
Walks it off, and Peoria wins the 2018 Arizona Fall League title. And the Salt River Rafters are the Arizona Fall League champions.
The Mesa Silver Sox win the Arizona Fall League. Drives it and wins it! The surprise Saguaros own the Fall League.
And that is your ball game. The Saguaros have won the Arizona Fall League championship. The Saguaros have a flair for the dramatic. They've won the last two Arizona Fall League championships by 1 run. This is a rematch from 2019. The Rafters making their first appearance since that game when they beat Surprise. They are going for their 6th championship as we welcome you back to Salt River Fields here in Scottsdale. Alongside my guys, Dan O'Dowd and Jim Callis, I'm Greg Caserta as you get an inside look at this beautiful ballpark. Salt River needed to win last night's semifinal. They knocked off Scottsdale 13-4, and there is their manager. We'll talk with him a little bit later, the 33-year-old Tyler Smarslock. Here's his lineup. We talked about Caleb Durbin at the top, 29 steals, a new Arizona Fall League record, followed by Tommy Troy and Culli'i Rosario, who is a power threat, won the home run derby last year here in the Fall League. On the mound for the Saguaros is right-hander Josh Stephan, 23-year-old Texas Rangers number 25 prospect, and he has shown so far in the Fall League 2.25 ERA, good for second, leads the AFL with 20 innings of work, and he's also top 10 in strikeouts and whip. So Stephan's ready to go, and so are we. Caleb Durbin set to lead things off on a 55-degree yet chilly evening here in the desert. The players are clearly acclimated to it. Some of them, like Stephan, wearing short sleeves. The three amigos up here in the booth are all wearing long sleeves. And our first pitch is inside at 6:08. We are underway as we wrap up another Arizona Fall League season. Durbin .312 during the Fall League. 5 homers, 21 ribbies.
Hey, Jimmy, it looks like he's a strike thrower, doesn't have many walks. Looks like he uses a multiple pitch mix.
Yeah, he's not a big-time stuff guy. It's sinker, four-seamer, slider, changeup, cutter. Slider's the best pitch. This is a hitter's league. As Greg has mentioned, he's one of the better pitchers in the league. Andrew Painter was the pitcher of the year. Josh Stephan was right there with him. Non-drafted free agent out of high school. I think the biggest thing he needs to do is stay healthy. He had a stress fracture in his back in 23. He had a strained elbow ligament this year. Missed the second half of the season, has come back and looked very good here.
There's that slider. That's his favorite pitch. Durbin fights off another one. And here's the scouting report on Josh Stephan, who was selected to play in last Saturday's Fall Stars game, but he did not pitch. The Rangers sent a league-high 5 players to the game, making his first appearance against the Rafters here tonight, and Durbin gets himself into a 3-2 count.
And Durbin really works counts well, doesn't he? He doesn't chase very often, understands the strike zone well.
He knows he's not a slugger. He tries to stick to his strengths. He makes a lot of contact, walks more than he strikes out usually. They're going to have a play on this, yep.
Plenty of room for Creed Willems getting over to make the first out of the evening. And Durbin's taken care of after getting the count to 3-2. And like we said, we got to keep an eye on him. 427 on base, 29 steals in about a month's time.
That was not an easy play. I mean, he ranged really, really far to make that play on a ball that's drifting back into the field on him. So that was quite a play right there. He made that look pretty easy.
That was Creed Williams was catching. I was going to say, this really set up nicely for surprise. They had a 4-game lead with 4 games to play going the final week. So they were able to hold Stephan out and have him available for this game, whereas Salt River had to make sure they made the playoffs and then win a playoff game. So they're more, okay, this is who we have available, where surprise is known all week that they're going to send Stephan out here.
And Tommy Troy played a big role in last night's win in the semifinal. 3 for 4, 2 doubles, drove in a run, and he cracks one into left center field with Osuna playing deep. Here he goes, Troy going for second. Beautifully done. It's a 1-out double.
Nice hustle there by Troy. It's funny, I usually come out the first week of the fall league and the last week. I was here the first week. Tommy Troy went 1 for 25. He looked terrible. And I think he's hitting about 400 since then. 3 hits yesterday. Hits that one, and he was immediately thinking potential.
So he got going when you left town, is what you're telling me.
But he's kept it going when I came back. So I haven't cursed him when I returned.
Osuna was deep in center field. Troy made the decision early and got there no problem.
See, I think that's the key to Tommy right there. Right out of the box, he saw that was going to be a chance for a double. Took a great turn around the back. Little hesitation right there. But to keep from me, he's got to stay short to the ball like that. Short, compact. That's when he's at his best.
Cullen Rosario at the plate. And it's a ball and a strike on the Twins' number 19 prospect. There's Tommy Troy.
Yeah, that's good, boys. He hit that ball really hard, and 106.3, it shows that.
Rosario had a nice regular season, 291, 3 homers, 16 ribbies here in the fall league. And it's 1-2.
It felt like we had more players returning to the fall league this year.
Second year.
Yeah, there's like, I want to say it might have been 15.
Like Durbin. Durbin led off the game.
Durbin returned. Colson Montgomery, who was MVP of the Fall Stars last game, was back for the beginning of this season. And Rosario won the home run derby last year, finished 3rd this year. Really good power stroke he's shown the last 2 years.
Both these players 2020 high school picks. The difference is Josh Stephan on the mound was a free agent. He was not drafted in that 5-round draft, whereas Rosario was the final pick of the Twins. And he got him with that slider. Nasty pitch for out number 2.
Yeah, it was interesting. You don't usually see non-drafted free agents sign out of high school. It's usually the college senior. And there were 17 in 2020 because of the pandemic. The Rangers signed 5 of them and did a nice job getting Stephan out of Texas.
Yeah, you're right. That is very unusual.
2 gone. Troy at second for Garrett Martin, who won the home run derby last Saturday.
And he was in the home run derby because Rosario lobbied for him to be in it. He said he would return to the home run derby if they let Garrett Martin participate. They hit it off, and Martin put on a show, beat Brock Wilken by 1 home run in the finals.
Yeah, he moves really well in the box. His movement patterns, I think, are exceptional. He's an explosive athlete. The ball jumps off his bat. He's a really interesting young man.
I've seen him. He's hit a bunch of home runs down here this fall. I've seen him hit a 458-foot shot and a 442. Like, he doesn't just hit home runs. If he hits a home run, it's going to go well up the berm here.
Jim, he's a guy that kind of got lost a little bit. Started out, ended up at Austin Peay. He's an interesting story to get here, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he spent, he's another guy who's kind of derailed by the pandemic a little bit. He was in junior college. He spent 3 years at McLennan because of the pandemic. He got an extra eligibility, won a national title, transferred to Oklahoma State, was going to try to transfer to Baylor, and there was credit issues. So he wound up going to Austin Peay, and he missed part of his senior year. And, I mean, Dan, you were GM for a long time in baseball forever. He was a 23-year-old college player, and that's not an attractive profile. So he went to the draft league, was there for about a week. Yankees signed him, and he's got really impressive right-handed power.
Another 1-2 from Stephan, and Martin let it bounce. So he's responded after the double by Troy. He was part of the Diamondbacks organization.
But you're right, though. He leans on that slider. He's gone to that pitch, trying to get it out in every count so far.
We'll see if Martin gets another one. Troy with a decent lead at second. And there it is. That's paint. 94 backdoor. What a response from Josh Stephan. After the one-out double, back-to-back strikeouts. We're just getting going on Championship Saturday.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a bullpen, and a knuckleballer turns to the catcher. Get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
Where are you headed?
Where am I headed? Am I just gonna take what the market gives me? No, I can do some research.
You know, that's backed by JP Morgan's leading strategists, like us.
When you want to invest with more confidence, the answer is JP Morgan Wealth Management.
It starts with a spark. The feeling of finding just the right thing. The gift that sparks something uncommon. Something winning. Something memorable. Something special. Spark something with Uncommon Goods.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums. It's time to love food back. Also try new Tums Gummy Bites.
It's been 13 years since two pitchers won Rookie of the Year.
Struck him out.
Does that streak end? Or will one of these bats keep it alive?
Just stop it. This guy is next level.
Find out Monday at 6 Eastern on MLB Network.
Two-time defending champion Saguaros coming up for the first time against left-hander Dustin Saenz, and that's a good idea to have the lefty out there because you've got a lot of left-handed hitters in this Saguaros order, starting with Creed Willems, Chase DeLauder, and Jack Caglione. Dynamic duo there, 2 and 3 in the order. Top of the first, we saw Josh Stephan pick up a couple of strikeouts, and he finished at 18 pitches. During the regular season, these two teams were tied with 199 runs scored. Head-to-head, the Saguaros took 4 of the 6 meetings. They actually won Wednesday and Thursday against the Rafters, 10-2 and 8-5. And Creed Willems, when was the last time you saw a catcher leading off a ball game? I don't see it too often, but we saw Adley Rutschman do it quite a bit this year in Baltimore. Willems another part of that talented pipeline of catchers, and he's already up in the count, 2-0.
Short, compact swing, really uses the entire field. Jim looks like he has a real field to hit in the box. I think this has been good for him here.
And look at that, our first usage of the ABS system. There it is, bottom part of the zone, so it's a ball and a strike. And guys, I can't help but think of the US Open tennis tournament when they had that zoom-in technology. Very cool to see it being put to use in Arizona. And that certainly changes the outlook of this at-bat as Willems falls behind 1-2.
I love that. That was so cool right there, guys.
It's quick. It
was really quick. It was complete flow. It didn't interrupt the flow of the game at all.
I mean, that's one of the things. This isn't just a finishing school for players. It's like a laboratory. Like, we've tested instant replay here. We've had pre-tacked balls, broken bat.
Ben Ross sliding over from short in there in plenty of time. And Willems breaks his bat for out number 1.
Yeah, and, you know, like I was saying, I mean, we're showing here, these are some of the rules I was talking. The pitch clock, they worked on here for a number of years. One of the things we may see tonight that's brand new that they just started is they're testing check swing technology. Whether the bat breaks a 45-degree angle, it's the same thing. The pitcher, the hitter, or the catcher can challenge, and they'll put up on the scoreboard and show us real quick.
Chase DeLauder trying to go the other way. Durbin across the diamond on one hop. Yes, sir. What a play on both ends.
I mean, that's kind of Caleb Durbin. I mean, he doesn't have a plus arm. I don't think Chase DeLauder thought he was out on that. He's shaking his head. But he finds a way to make plays. He did the same thing in the Fall Stars game. Made a really nifty play.
Great approach to hit by... Wow, that ball was close. That play was close at first base. Great approach to hit, taking a lefty fastball, running away from his barrel. Heck of a play in the field by Durbin.
So Saenz getting help from his defense on the left side. Durbin at third, Ross at short. And they're aggressive in this Saguaros order. Caglione fouls the first one back. What can you say about Jack Caglione? One thing we know is that he has had a very busy year going straight from Florida to the Royals organization. Played about a month plus at the end of the season, and now a soft tapper to first. Messenger flips, and there's a miscommunication.
It's like the World Series. What's going on here?
Oh, man. Saenz got the flip. Messenger was there, and the inning continues for the Saguaros.
Saenz kind of gave up on that play really quickly, guys. Like, he must have just got a bad read of the ball off the bat on how he thought it was going to be a 3 unassisted, but there was no chance that was going to be 3 unassisted.
Yeah, he just stopped. We'll get another look at Caglione coming out of the box.
Yeah, he broke immediately, and then he just kind of pulled up short. I guess he thought he was going to take it, and he didn't really have a
Did you see how well Cags ran down the line, though, for a guy with that physical size, how well he moved?
It's himself an infield single, and here's Alejandro Osuna trying to capitalize on the mistake. And he's ahead in the count 2-0. The Yankees fans thinking back to the World Series, having nightmares about plays like this, but like you said, Caglione running through. And Osuna stares at another one.
Yeah, what's impressive about here for me, guys, like he didn't get off a good swing, and yet he didn't put his head down. He saw that, you know, he ran right through the bag. It shows you an air of professionalism competing in a big game, wanting to win for his team.
And he does have big game experience. He played for a national title at Florida in 2023. They were back in the College World Series this year. But Dan, you were saying before the game, you know, it's amazing how much has been on his plate this year just in terms of at-bats. And you add in the fact he was a two-way player who pitched a lot at Florida. He's got to be exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, people don't realize that the college season really starts the 3rd week in January. These kids are rolling in there, and they're getting ready because of the season. You don't have any spring training for college baseball. So he's been going at this for almost 11 months now. So that's a lot. He's pushing 530 plate appearances on the year and multiple levels and travel, and this is a lot for him, not just physically, mentally too.
You guys mentioned the two-way ability. A lot of people forget that Caglione also made 34 starts over the last 2 seasons at Florida. Ended up 12-6 ERA, just over 4.5, and this inning certainly changed after 2 quick groundouts. There's Max Acosta, and after the mound visit, that's 5 straight out of the zone from Saenz.
I mean, that was just hustle and desire on Jack's part too. It's again playing for something bigger than yourself right there.
Costa had a great regular season, 338, 1 homer, 17 ribbies. And when I say regular season, I mean it in the fall league. That's not counting what they did during their minor league seasons. This guy might not have had a lot of fanfare coming in, but Acosta 3rd on the team with 17 ribbies.
He was a big ticket international prospect when the Rangers signed him for $1.6 million in 2019. He had some Gleyber Torres comparisons.
Yep.
And he just never really got going. And then this year he made some adjustments. He made a lot more contact, had the best season of his career in Double-A. He's kind of getting back on the path to the big leagues. He's probably more second baseman than shortstop, but he's a chance to hit for average with 15 or 20 homers. That's going to get in, Greg.
And he belts one into left field. They turn him loose on 3-0. It's a base hit and an RBI. Give him a double, and it's 1-0 Saguaros. It is amazing how that play at first base completely flipped this inning for Dustin Saenz. And there's another RBI for Max Acosta. His 9th double in the fall.
Well, we saw the World Series end on an inning set up on a play like that. Are we going to see the AFL championship decided like that as well?
Boy.
Well, he got it in a 3-1 count, so you get in plus counts like that, you're gonna get pitches to hit.
Now it's Milan Tolentino, one of my favorite names in the fall league. And there's a first pitch strike. Saenz needs to dig deep now. With 2nd and 3rd and 2 away. And he immediately jumps ahead 0-2. Tolentino's average down just 202, but he was top 3 in both walks and strikeouts. 20 base on balls, 30 strikeouts. So we've seen a little bit of everything from the Guardians infielder.
really gifted defender. Whether he plays and how much he plays in the big leagues will depend on the bat.
High drive into left. Martin is back, lining it up. He's there to make the catch. But boy, did things change with 2 outs. It's a rally for the Saguaros. And Max Acosta provides the game's first run with a double. 1-0 Saguaros after 1.
5% cash back on whatever category I choose every single month? And even more when I shop online? Yes, Cindy, I got extra lettuce. And yes, Jasper, you're going to have to carry it. Things have been real weird ever since you two hooked up. Don't just pay, PayPal.
This is Poof, the fastest growing pet odor eliminator in the world. It's safe for people, pets, and the planet. Powerful enough to eliminate the stink from any organic odor. Yet it's safe enough to use on pet toys, their beds, even on them. So why waste money on any product that doesn't totally eliminate the stink? There's only one Poof, available online and at these stores. If it's not Poof, it stinks.
This is the story of the one. The one knows the unexpected can put everything on the line. But with a teammate like Granger, she's confident that she will always win the day. Call, click, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, is now available with the all-new Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly half a pound of beef. Or you could settle for just some other burger at a drive-thru. Anyway, gonna need some room, cause the 3 for Me still fills up the table with the bottomless drink, all the famous Chili's chips and salsa you can eat, and it's still the best deal around at just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Fire up the off-season with Hot Stove.
Hi, everybody. Oh, here we go.
All right.
Mystery caller.
Let's fire it up.
What's this soundboard thing?
Join Matt and Harold for all the morning buzz. Hot Stove, weekday mornings on MLB Network.
Here are your end-of-year award winners in the Arizona Fall League. At the top, Josue Briseño, the Joe Black MVP Award winner and the first Triple Crown winner in Arizona Fall League history. Up and down, plenty of big names, so many different organizations represented. And at the bottom, the breakout player of the year. Joining us on the broadcast, it's Caleb Durbin. He made a great play at third base in the bottom of the first inning. I know that things went a little haywire there with 2 outs, but we do appreciate you jumping on with us, Caleb. It's Greg Caserta, Dan O'Dowd, and Jim Callis. Can you believe you're at the finish line of the 2024 season?
I know it's been a long year so far, but doesn't feel like it's gonna be over yet. But yeah, here we are.
Caleb, Jim Callis here, and I think you've rewritten every stolen base record here in the league, single game season career. And I talked to you about this on Monday when you broke the single season record. It's not just quickness and speed. Explain how you go about stealing as many bases as you do.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you're stealing bases, quickness is a big part of it. I think that's a little bit stronger of a suit than straight speed is, but I think there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. I mean, my first base coach, Coach Woodley, does a great job at getting me ready to go right away, first inning, so I don't have to really look at the pitcher before I can really take advantage of it. So it's a lot of that prep work beforehand that kind of sets up the success during the game.
Hey, Caleb, it's Dan O'Dowd. And I'm sure you read Aaron Boone's comments on you and putting you in a position the way you performed here for an opportunity to break with their big league team. But when you try to digest that and you leave here and go home this winter, like, what are you going to work on to give yourself the best opportunity for that to actually happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm a big believer that the work you put in the offseason is what creates those results during the year. So every offseason, I've had the mindset that I want to kind of get up there and put myself in the best spot to be a big leaguer. That obviously doesn't change this upcoming offseason. It's a little bit more of a realistic opportunity for me this year. But I've kind of had that mindset, the last couple of years. So I think that's going to put me in set me up to be my best self come spring training.
Following up on that, you've played so many different positions. Which position are you most comfortable playing?
Oh, we got a little trouble here for Quincy Hamilton in right field. Robert Hassel to third, on his way to third.
Yeah, Robbie.
There you go. So Caleb Durbin, your teammate, Robert Hassel to third, has a one-out triple. The tying run is 90 feet away, so you love that. Now, I wanted to ask you while we still have you, did you have a certain expectation of what the Arizona Fall League was, and did it meet those expectations? What did you think of it coming in, and what are your takeaways now headed home?
Yeah, I mean, having teammates that have gone here before me and having the opportunity to come last year, I had a pretty good idea of what it was about. I knew only heard good things about it. I knew it was a great experience, and I got to experience that last year, so I was super happy and eager to come back again this year, because I kind of knew what it was about. Getting to meet new guys and mesh together as a team is what it's all about. So I knew it was going to be a great experience coming in, and it's lived up to all the expectations.
Caleb, how much do you think the Arizona Fall League, and specifically your performance here the last 2 years, because you tore it up last year too, has helped put you on the map? I mean, you were a 14th round pick from a Division III school. It's not like your first rounder coming out of the SEC. How much do you think this has helped put you on the map?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it,
Another chance for Hamilton in right. Boy, he's getting his cardio in. This time he runs it down, glides down the line, comes to the plate with the throw, but it's not in time. Hassel scores standing up, and we're tied at 1.
Baby.
And that's a perfect tee up for you as a guy that uses his legs to see Robert Hassel the third race out of the box like that and create a run. What does that mean for you as his teammate?
That's been our identity all fall. It's been really fun to watch, and stealing bases, scoring runs. I think we have the most stolen bases in the Fall League, and I think we're tied with Surprise for the most runs. So we got guys who have that firepower to get it out of the yard, but our identity, the whole Fall League has really been just take advantage of those extra 90s, and you saw it pretty early on here, and probably going to see a little bit more the rest of the game.
The sac fly there for Ben Ross to tie the game up, and now a grounder to short. Acosta is there, and he sends it across in time to end the inning. And it's been a pleasure, Caleb. Best of luck the rest of the way. Congratulations, and we will talk to you down the road.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
That's Caleb Durbin, the breakout player of the year, and we've got a tie ball game going bottom 2.
You never get used to the pressure. You just learn to embrace it. Expectations aren't a burden, they're a privilege. Because it could be worse. No one could expect anything at all.
I take caring for my kitty very seriously. When I found a health monitoring kitty litter, I had to meet the creator.
Oh, hi, kitten.
Please call me Martha. This litter seriously stops odors, and it changes colors.
Go to prettylitter.com.
Skincare can start in the laundry room. That's why I always recommend All Free Clear for sensitive skin. It's free of dyes and perfumes.
It's a key part of my self-care routine and is gentle for my skin and hers too.
For an effective clean that's gentle on skin, all you need is All Free Clear.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
When your clothes come out looking new or longer, you get to take them for a spin. Again, and again, and again. Persil cleans and helps keep clothes looking newer longer. Get that new clothes feeling. Wash with Persil.
Hey kids, what do you call the NordVPN Black Friday deal? The Block Friday deal. Woo. Because you block online threats. Black Friday, Block Friday.
Get the Black Friday deal and block online threats now.
As the business of baseball gets underway, no one brings the off-season buzz like Matt, Harold, and Lauren. Tune into Hot Stove, presented by the U.S. Marine Corps. Weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern, only on MLB Network. And there's the little guy. He's getting his arm ready. Maybe he'll be out here someday when Jim Callis is here covering his 50th Arizona Fall League.
It's older than me. Why are you picking on me?
Because you're closer to me.
Okay, fair
Alongside Jim and Dan, I'm Greg. Great to be back with you for the bottom of the second. We've got a tie ball game, 1-1. Douglas Hodo III takes a look at one inside. And Dano, you know this young man quite well.
I do. He's an exceptional athlete, tremendous football player. You know, he's kind of new to the game of baseball, even though he played at the University of Texas. And I think these at bats and
soft grounder to short. Ben Ross is there. High throw, look out. That ends up near the dugout.
That's one thing I was going to bring up, that he's a plus runner. He can really fly. He's got good instincts on the bases. Really excited about Doug's future, and he's making so much progress. I can't imagine where he's going to be with a whole nother year of at-bats underneath his belt a year from now.
Ross's footwork was great. He made a nice play cutting across, going right of second in the first inning. That time a routine one. And the throwing error puts Hodo at second to begin the bottom of the inning. Douglas Hodo III.
Douglas Hodo Jr. also played baseball at the University of Texas and won the 1983 College World Series playing with Roger Clemens.
I love it. And now it's Quincy Hamilton, who was busy in right field.
He has quite tidbits, Greg, all the time, doesn't he?
He was in my half of the draft 2 years ago. I have Texas. I was all over it.
Never ceases to amaze me. Quincy with a healthy cut. It's a ball and a strike on the Astros product.
We have a situation here, runner on second, no outs, tie game, championship game, opportunity to execute here.
He's got a good approach. I mean, that's kind of his game. It's not wow power. You know, it's not classic right field power, but he knows he'll work counts, and I bet he will find a way to get the runner to third if he doesn't find something he can drive.
Good take right there from the 26-year-old, fifth-round pick in 2021 out of Wright State University. Last 3 seasons averaging close to 15 homers and 60 RBIs. And this one floated off the end of the bat. Everybody looking at it, but it comes down for Messenger for the first out.
He was trying to pull the ball there. It's just interesting. He had a breaking ball away, and he's got the 6 hole completely open. There's a fallacy about how to get the runner to third base sometimes. Sometimes what they give you will allow it to do it too. See, that's balls away. He's trying to hook it to move the runner up. You got the 6 hole completely open because the shortstop's pinched behind Doug at second base.
Another Astros product, Austin Deming, fouls off the first one. Deming, 24 years old. And his 3rd home run on Thursday in the regular season finale for the Saguaros. They beat him 10-2 to close out the season. Jack Caglione, Chase DeLauder were just 2 of the 5 in the order with multi-hit games. Another chance at short. Play at first, and this time Ross sends over the throw, no problem. But it does get Hodo to third, and it turns it back over to the top of the order for Creed Willems. One thing I mentioned to you guys when we first got to the booth today, 4 different catchers during the season for the Saguaros. They combined to drive in 45 runs. They got a lot of offensive production. And now a liner into left, but it hangs up for Martin. Willems hit it on the screws, but Martin gets there first. And the Saguaros strand the go-ahead run at third as we go to the third.
With wet AMD, I worry I'm not only losing my sight, but my time to enjoy it. But now, I can open up my world with Vabysmo. Vabysmo is the first FDA-approved treatment for people with wet AMD that improves vision and delivers a chance for up to 4 months between treatments, so I can do more of what I love. Vabysmo works differently. It's the only treatment designed to block 2 causes of wet AMD.
Vabysmo is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection, active eye swelling, or are allergic to it. Treatments like Vabysmo can cause an eye infection or retinal detachment. Vabysmo may cause a temporary increase in eye pressure after receiving the injection. There is an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke associated with blood clots. Severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye can occur. Most common eye side effects were cataract and broken blood vessels.
Open up your world with Vabysmo.
A chance for up to 4 months between treatments with Vabysmo. Ask your doctor.
Uncommon Goods takes your thoughtful thoughts and turns them into brilliant gift ideas. a magic light, an entire light show, a fireside chat, a special snowflake. Anyway, you get the idea. The brilliant one. Shop brilliantly at uncommongoods.com.
Is your car's plastic trim faded and milky? Don't worry. Cerakote's ceramic trim coat restores oxidized trim effortlessly. Just wipe it on. It's guaranteed for 200 washes. Even dust won't stick to it. Keep your car looking professional. Selling your oxidized, faded trim car? Detailed cars sell for way more than faded cars. Read the thousands of 5-star reviews for yourself.
Buy any of Cerakote's #1 selling ceramic products for under $20 at these leading retailers today.
Full moon fever here at Salt River Fields here in Scottsdale. There's the resume for Roberto Mercado. We can only fit so much onto the screen, but it's been a great baseball story. Going from 18 years as a high school coach in New Britain, Connecticut, former home of the New Britain Rockcats, and now an integral part of the Orioles organization. Back for another go on national television, your second appearance on Saturday night on MLB Network. Roberto, thank you for joining us. And what is this final week? Does it feel like playoff baseball? Can you describe the atmosphere for these games the last few days here?
Yeah, it definitely has. You know, towards the end of the season here, we knew we were in a good position, and when we finally clinched first, we had a good work day yesterday. Guys were prepared, and at the end of the day, no matter what it is, your guys are ready to compete and try to win a championship, no matter what level you're in. So they're excited for the opportunity, and it's been fun watching them.
Hey, Roberto, it's Dan O'Dowd. I am fascinated with your background. Dean of Students at your high school for going on 17 years. Really curious, what life skills did you learn in that role that you've taken into your professional baseball career?
Yeah, I think just dealing with different types of people and being able to communicate with different personalities, people from all over the country, and New Britain's a melting pot, and having those opportunities to just help kids and, you know, get them back on track and doing those things, and counseling and helping guys just be the best person they can be has helped me with the game of baseball. So I'm blessed for those opportunities, and obviously coaching the Cape Cod Baseball League was, you know, extremely valuable for my development, and Scott Pickler, who's an intricate part of my development, and a lot of other people as well. So definitely blessed for the opportunity and kind of running with it.
Yeah, Pick's a Cape Cod League legend. Roberto, this is Jim Callister. I wanted to ask you about Josh Stephan, who's been one of the...
Oh, boy. Big drive. Left field, back near the wall, and off the wall. Messenger turns loose on 3-2, and he's got a leadoff double.
Well, I'm still going to ask you about Josh Stephan there, Roberto. That double aside, he's looked really good tonight. He's been one of the best pitchers in the league all season, and he's not throwing 98, but he can really pitch. How impressed have you been by him during the fall league?
Yeah, he's been super impressive. Can locate really well. Has control of all of his pitches, and he competes, man. He's out there, and I know we're going to get out of him. Every time he gets out there, he's going to give 100%. He's a great teammate, and he gets his work in. And John Goebel, one of our pitching coaches here, has worked with him for a while, and it's a pleasure having him here as well, and done a great job with our entire staff.
Roberto, for all of you, it's been a long year. That one knocked out in front of the plate. Good job by Willems there. But for everybody to be going home after this, knowing that this group will not be together after an incredible run here in Arizona, was it sad addressing the team for the final time today?
No, it wasn't. You know, it was. Guys are super excited to be here. We're ready to go. Like I said, we had a good work day yesterday, and guys are looking forward to getting back home to their families, and we all are. But also, you know, we love this game, and guys are ready to compete, and we're here. We're on the last day, and that's all we can ask for, and hopefully put a great performance out here for everyone.
Are there any players that you've worked with so far in the Fall League that that maybe you've developed a close relationship with, somebody that's not in the Orioles organization, but someone that you'll keep tabs on moving forward?
To be completely honest, man, I'm going to keep tabs on every single one of these guys. Great group of guys. I mean, sometimes when you come in, and again, referencing back to the Cape, it's very similar. You know, get a group of guys that don't really know each other, and you know, finding a way to get them to connect, and they did that themselves. It was me kind of more staying out of the way. These guys connected so well, and you know, definitely going to keep track of these guys and follow their careers, and hopefully we cross paths one day in the future. And yeah, I mean, I love these guys, and we created a quick bond, so it's been fun.
So building off of that, when you're in an organization, for you with the Orioles, you see guys during spring training, there's familiarity from years past. So developing a team identity, it doesn't or it happens quicker because you know them. When did you feel that with this group of so many different players from so many different organizations?
Yeah, I mean, it was that first team meeting we had, and I had the guys just kind of talk to each other and, hey, introduce yourself. And we did that every week. And by the end of the third week, everybody knew each other. Usually it's like the pitchers are, in one section, and the position players, these guys all meshed well. These guys rented an Airbnb together and hung out during the All-Star weekend. A bunch of guys came out to support our All-Stars too. So it happened really fast, man. It was really cool to see. And again, a lot of times it's just us staying out of the way. Let's
Another
go, Hodo.
fly ball into left,
Hodo.
and that's a nice play by Douglas Hodo, showing off the speed and racing over to make the play.
Roberto, I wanted to ask you about Chase DeLauder. Now, I believe you guys overlapped in the Cape Cod League, if I'm not mistaken, different teams. And I was just curious what you thought about him. I think he had a big Cape that summer.
Yeah.
And how much fun it's been to manage him, what you've seen out of him. He's one of the best prospects in the league.
Yeah, it's fun that he's on our side. In the Cape, I think he was with Orleans, and then also in AA and Akron, we got to see him, and he did some damage against us. So it's nice to have him on our side for these last couple weeks. So yeah, special talent. Looking forward to see what he does next year, and again, another guy we'll be following.
Roberto, I guess final question here. With Stephan now up over 40 pitches, how much longer of a leash does he have tonight?
Can't share that information with you.
I feel you.
No, he's going to go until his number, and we got a full bullpen. We're ready to go, and hopefully we'll just keep competing and put a ball game. It's what, 1-1 here, 1 out.
Yep.
All right, we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right.
And listen, I think that these players will be all right because they had you. The Orioles are lucky to have you, and your smile and your energy are both infectious. So keep on doing what you do, and we will be keeping tabs on you as well, Roberto.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you guys for having me on. And again, shout out to my hometown, Newbury, Connecticut, my beautiful wife, Samantha. I'll see you tomorrow.
Love it. Everybody's coming home. Now a pop-up on the infield. Tommy Troy in back as second for Milan Tolentino. That's a name that Harry Callis would have loved. There's out number 2.
Hey, just jumping back real quick, what a tremendous interview. You can tell why the Orioles feel so highly of Roberto. What a difference maker he seems with each of the kids. And God, it's getting goosebumps listening to how he described what his role is. I just want to focus on Doug Hodo's play in left field a little bit. The closing speed for Doug on that ball in the gap was phenomenal. I mean, that was a double off the bat, a no doubt double that he took away from Durbin, and his read and break on that ball was fantastic. And honestly, when you look at a game like that, it's like a game-changing type play.
I will say Josh Stephan has given up an extra base hit in each of his first 3 innings, but he has been bearing down with 2 outs. He was in a similar spot here in the first inning. Now a chopper up third foul. Rosario struck out his first time. And here's that play that Dan was describing. Watch Hodo coming from the left side, and then a shoestring catch.
Did you see how far he was? They had him playing to pull. So he ran a long, long way for that ball. Took a tremendous angle to get to that. That was a really, really impressive play.
He covered 90 feet on that play. And now there's lots of room in that left center field alley for Rosario. Stephan trying to strike him out a second time, just like he did in the first. And he gets him to lean. That slider's been doing exactly what he wants it to do all night. In the first inning, it was Tommy Troy with a 1-out double. Stephan struck out Rosario and Martin.
He struck him out on a slider. Jim, I'm real curious here if you throw that 4-seamer at 94 up, little vertical run on it up in the zone, try to get him swing through it. Nope.
Another slider and a drive into the left field corner, down the line, and 1 hop off the wall. So it was a slider, but Rosario got to it, and the Rafters grab a 2-1 lead.
You know, I think the more you go to your slider, there's more of a chance it's going to cement mix you on some point, and that was a cement mixer. Did nothing, stayed up in the zone, and I think he was really set up well for a fastball right there. I think they missed on that one.
Well, which is how he got Garrett Martin in the first inning.
Just
he went off speed, slider, changeup, and then came back and got him at 94. And I was thinking the exact same thing when you said it, like he had him set up to do the same, and he didn't go with it.
Fouled off by Martin, who stared at 94. 2-seamer running back over the outside to end the first inning. But for the first time, it's the Rafters in front. All 4 hits have gone for extra bases, 3 doubles and a triple.
And give Rosario credit. He fouled off some really tough pitches prior to that to put himself in a position to get the mistake pitch.
Garrett Martin, 5 home runs, tied Caleb Durbin for the team lead. Stephen strike 1 offering. And that one backs up inside, 0-2.
He's been very reluctant to throw his fastball to the best hitters in Salt River's lineup, and I think they're getting onto that a little bit. Like, he's going to have to throw a couple more fastballs.
We set up in that same count here as he did the first time up. Let's see if he throws his fastball here.
He hung the slider to Rosario, and this one skied into pretty deep right center. Osuna is back, and he's there for the final out. But the Raptors take their first lead with doubles from Messenger and Rosario. 2-1 Salt River after 2.5.
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking about our honeymoon. What about Africa? Safari. Hot air balloon ride. Swim with elephants.
Wait, can we afford a safari? Great question. Like everything, takes a little planning.
Or put the money towards a down payment.
On a ranch?
In Montana.
With horses.
Let's take a look at those scenarios.
JP Morgan Wealth Management has advisors in Chase branches and tools like Wealth Plan to help keep you on track. When you're planning for it all, the answer is JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Pet owners know the struggle. Your best bud can track all sorts of gunk indoors. Now there's a simple solution that won't have you pulling out the mop and bucket. It's Muddy Mat, the anti-mud mat that keeps your dog's paws clean before they make a mess inside. Muddy Mat uses thousands of advanced ultra-soft microfibers that are 5 times more absorbent than ordinary floor mats, trapping dirt and water, protecting your floors. The durable Super Grip underside won't move or slip. Use Muddy Mat under your pet's food dish, in the bathroom, even catch spills in the kitchen. And it's machine washable. Reduce the mess caused by your pet easily. Call or go online to order your revolutionary Muddy Mat right away. Through this exclusive introductory offer, we're giving a massive discount. See how you can get 1 Muddy Mat completely free. Order 2 and get 1 free for only $24.95 each. Buy 2 Muddy Mats and get 1 free for only $24.95 each.
You, Mr. Brewster, are the heir of your great-uncle Rupert Horn.
You have 30 days in which to spend $30 million.
Richard Pryor.
How you doing, man? All right. That's great. I just bought an iceberg.
Brewster's Millions, Sunday at 8 Eastern on MLB Network.
Time to get into the weeds on our scouting grade scale. Goes from 20 to 80, and this is where Jim Callis and Dan O'Dowd really earn their money.
Yeah, when you're scouting, teams will usually do a present and a future grade to project what the player is now and what he can become. And you try to have this scale to show different grades. An 80 would be something like, Billy Hamilton's speed or Aaron Judge's power, or Aroldis Chapman in his prime fastball. 50s average, 60s plus, 40s below average. You have different variations, so you try to paint a picture of the player with numbers. Now we have a lot of metrics available, so they'll have, they'll apply those to various metrics as well. Whether a guy has plus bat speed or whatever. We'll look at Chase DeLauder, who's one of the more talented guys in the league. You can see here everything's 55 or better. 55 hit, that means probably like a 270 hitter, 60 powers, 30 home runs. 55 runner would be, 20, 25 steals. He's also got a good arm and plays a nifty outfield, too.
Popped up a mile high near the mound, and there's Durbin coming over to make the play. He took care of DeLauder in the first inning. And a diving stop down at third base. Skylar Messenger picked the one-hopper. This time Durbin takes it on his own for out number 1.
And DeLauder, he might be as talented. I think he might be as good an all-around player as there is in the league. If he could just stay healthy, he's had repeated foot injuries going back to his draft year. He could be a guy who bats in the middle of the Cleveland lineup for a long time and be the power bat that they need to soup up that lineup a little bit more and maybe take their offense to another level in the playoffs.
He's gone now fast, but he's gone inside to Jack twice now in his at-bats. He's like trying to live on the inner part of the plate. There's another pitch. Trying not to let him extend his arms here at all.
Well, Dan, something you noticed when we watched his BP rounds is that he wasn't getting around quickly enough on those pitches inside.
He was really blocking him off in his lower half. His upper half looks fine. He gets great separation in his swing. That's where he can do dangerous. He missed that one.
Weak fly into left. Garrett Martin under it for out number 2. So it's been two different approaches from our starters. Stephan a little bit harder, Saenz a little bit more deliberate.
See how frustrated he was there, guys, in that at bat. Like, that was good. He just missed it. He knew he had a pitch to hit. He knew he had a pitch he could drive.
It ran right back over the middle of the plate, which was not what Saenz was trying to do. It was not quite middle, but pretty close.
And now Osuna goes after the first one. So everything hit in the air. And it's a 1-2-3, bottom of the third for Dustin Saenz. He's retired 6 in a row. We go to the fourth with Salt River leading 2-1.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, is now available with the all-new Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly half a pound of beef. Or you could settle for just some other burger at a drive-thru. Anyway, gonna need some room, because the 3 for Me still fills up the table with the bottomless drink, all the famous Chili's chips and salsa you can eat, and is still the best deal around at just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a bullpen, and a knuckleballer turns to the catcher. Get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
This is a story about the one who keeps it all moving. He is measured, precise. He thinks ahead, stocks the right parts, and knows just where to find them. Because for the one, this facility is about more than business. The industrial grade products you need delivered fast. Call, click Grainger.com or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you just pay with PayPal?
Yes, it keeps my info safe, even at this shady lemonade stand.
Who are you calling shady, mister?
Oh, like this is fresh squeeze. Give me a break, Logan. I will pay with you everywhere. Don't just pay, PayPal.
A few moments ago, we spoke with Saguaros manager Roberto Mercado. Now you get a look at the resume for Tyler Smarslock, who's had a really great run through the Twins organization, 4 straight years at AAA with the St. Paul Saints, a place that I hold near and dear to my heart, a place that our colleague Kevin Millar also loved during his time playing baseball. And I know it's been kind to you. Now, we don't have Tyler yet. We'll get him in just a bit. But Tyler Smarslock will be joining us in the bottom of the 4th inning. And we look forward to having him because he's got a great story, just 33 years old.
It is a fascinating story. It really is. All these guys, the backgrounds are so unique and different. It's so good for our game to get different experiences involved.
Ryan Ritter leads things off. Healthy cut, strike 1 from Josh Stephan. Ritter, just a $150 in 14 games. Was top 5 in the fall league with 18 walks.
He's an outstanding defensive shortstop. I mean, just elite. Feet, hands, arm. I mean, he's really fun to watch defensively. You know, the bat's going to be the determination whether, you know, he gets an opportunity to let those defensive skills play at the big league level.
California League MVP in 2023 was Ryan Ritter. And he hits one on one hop to short. Backing up on it, Acosta. One hop throw to first. The stretch by Caglione. It's an infield single for Ritter to begin the 4th.
That was just a tough play. It was hit so hard it ate him up, and he had to catch it on his heels to have enough time to get off a good throw.
And the extension by Caglione, that's where you can really see his height because it was a one-hop throw. You see it here, one, and then he scoops it off the ground before that second hop. Caglione unable to pull it in time. So Ryan Ritter with an infield single. Josh Stephan has given up a hit in each of his 4 innings. And now Robert Hassel, the 3rd. Deep drive to center for Osuna and out number 1.
That's a great swing by Robert. He swung the bat well the first time up and got the triple down the right field line. And actually, he smoked that ball. Any other part of the ballpark, that ball is probably gone. That's a beautiful swing.
Really nice swing by him. Roberto would not tip his hand, Roberto Mercado. I'm thinking this is probably Trevor Stevens' last inning. making good contact against him. We're almost to the bottom of the order. I don't think the top of the order is going to get to see him a third time.
And one thing that they did a couple of times during the regular season, they had Leandro Lopez, the right-hander, piggyback off him, so we'll keep an eye on the bullpens. Ground ball pulled up third and foul by Ben Ross.
Take a look here at Robert's swing. Look at that. That's beautiful. Stayed right on the ball. Was a sinker away. He knew he hit it well, too. He really barreled that ball up. I'd like to see him figure out how to get a little bit more out of his lower half and finish his swing off a little bit more. I still feel there's more power in there that he's gotten to yet in his pro career.
Probably could use to be a little stronger. I don't think he's gotten that
that
much stronger since I first saw him at the PDP.
I agree with that. He's gotten taller, but he hasn't really filled it all. So I think that would help Jim.
Ben Ross had the sac fly in the second, which scored Hassel from third after his triple. Former top 30 prospect in the Twins organization. Ben Ross out of Springfield, Ohio. Went to Notre Dame College, the Division II school.
Yeah, not the Notre Dame. Let's just clarify that. It's
not a Fighting Irish.
What was the Notre Dame for him?
And then you've got Josh Stephan. We told you his story out of DeSoto, Texas. Undrafted free agent in 2020. And one of the reasons he signed with the Rangers is he lived in the shadows of Globe Life Field. Told a story where he'd run with his dog at Joe Pool Lake and he could see the ballpark from there. Ben Ross.
He's an interesting guy. You know, didn't come from a D1 school, but it shows that scouts will find you anywhere. He's Division II Notre Dame. He could do a little bit of everything. Like a lot of guys, it's going to come down to swing decisions. He's got tools. He needs to make better swing decisions, make more contact. But, you know, I could see this guy possibly being a utility man in the big leagues down the road.
123 games at Double-A during the regular season. Hit .212, but did end up with 11 home runs. On 2-2, Stephan getting near the end, and he picks his man. He gets Ritter. And that is a huge play to wipe out the leadoff single.
Quick feet by Stevens. Great tag by Kaggs at first base, too. I mean, it was really well executed on both halves. Watch the tag.
Bang.
Yeah, that was really, really sweet.
It was great camera work, too, because they were showing the shot like from over the pitcher's shoulder. And right when Ritter made his break, Stephan turned quickly.
Yeah, Stephan showed really good athleticism on the mound. Really quick feet. I think he was stealing on that ball.
And I think he was watching the pitch clock. The pitch clock was, I think, down to about 3 seconds.
Tough play down at third for Deming. That one deflects into left field. And it's a stand-up base hit for Ross, who gets to third on the throw that got away. So defensively, the Saguaros are not doing themselves any favors. Thank goodness for the pickoff now.
Yeah, that's on Tolentino at second base. That ball just can't get by you. That was not a bad throw. I'm not sure why he was trying to make a quick tag on that ball. There was no play at second base at all. That ball just ate him up at third. But watch, see? Like he's trying to make a tag on that. When that's a ball, you've got to square up and keep in front of you.
They gave the error to Hodo, but I agree with you.
That's not an error on the left fielder. That's an error on the second baseman. You know, we saw that happen in the World Series this year when Glaber didn't keep the ball in front of him on the short hop from Soto in right field. And Ohtani got up and ended up, you know, scoring the tying run.
Huge moment in that game, huge moment in the series, and now Josh Stephan hoping that it's not a huge moment in this one.
Those are the little things. Tolentino can't be that kind of player. He needs to be able to execute those kind of things, to be able to get as much out of his skill set that he actually has.
And defense is his forte. He's not going to be a guy who's going to hit 20 home runs.
Absolutely.
He's not going to be a guy who's probably going to hit 275. He's got to be a plus defender, and that was a play he needed to make.
Yeah, and that's really not an error on Doug in left field at all. He made the right throw. He one-hopped the second baseman. You got to move your body and get in front of that ball. There was no play at second.
And Stephan, likely the end of his night, strikes out Gomez to leave another runner in scoring position. We're going to the bottom of the fourth. Rafters clinging to a 2-1 lead.
At Fisher Investments, we may look like other money managers, but we're different.
How so?
We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our clients' best interest, so we don't sell any commission-based products.
Then how do you make money?
We have a simple management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
The clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority by getting to know their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more.
Wow. Maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
It starts with a spark. The feeling of finding just the right thing. The gift that sparks something uncommon, something memorable, something special. Spark something with Uncommon Goods.
Excuse me? Sorry. I need to cancel my membership.
Disgusting.
They said I had to come in person to cancel.
You have your birth certificate?
No, I think it's... my mom has it in Ohio.
Canceling your gym membership is hard. Hiring Morgan & Morgan for your injury is easy.
Excuse me, members. We have a quitter.
Forget it. Yeah, I'll keep it.
See ya.
It's this way.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, is easy.
Hey, Flo. Cool leg warmers.
Thanks. They're just for the bus ride to work. They're not part of the official uniform.
No tunes today?
No. My apartment was robbed last night. Took my cable-ready TV, VCR, portable cassette player.
Yep, all the latest tech.
If only Progressive had renter's insurance, like their home insurance.
Then we could bundle our cars and get the same 24/7 protection. I think we just invented that. This is the best day ever.
Well, I still got robbed.
It's still a pretty good day.
Dusty Baker, World Series champ in 2022. Terry Francona, the new Cincinnati Reds manager, two-time World Series champ. And Jerry Manuel, the 2000 Manager of the Year, have all passed through the Arizona Fall League. Mike Scioscia had his moment in the sun with the Angels in 2002. Bob Melvin still going strong, a three-time Manager of the Year. And maybe someday Tyler Smarslock will join that list. Tyler, the Rafters manager, kind enough to join us here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Tyler, it's Greg, Jim, and Dan, and this is what we wanted. I don't know if it's what you wanted, but a nail-biter so far, 2-1, hanging on to the lead.
Hey, this is what keeps us young, right? This is exactly what we want.
So far, 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Do you feel like maybe you let Stephan off the hook a little bit at times?
Just a little bit. I mean, I think our at-bats have been fine overall. I think, guys are locked in. They know the plan. They're sticking to their plan. Stephan's a good pitcher. You got to give him some credit.
Hey, Tyler, it's Dan O'Dowd. I am fascinated on your background. 4-year starter at Keene University, got your master's at Heidelberg, and then assistant coaching at Keene, and then you jump into pro ball. Can you just tell us how all that came about?
I think I've just been around a lot of really good people as I've come up through high school with Jim Rankin, and Neil Iavero at Keene taught me a ton, kind of where I learned that I did want to coach. I've just been fortunate enough to be around a lot of really good people and soak up all the knowledge that I've gotten. And then getting into pro ball, Toby Gardenhire has been one of the biggest mentors in my life, and I think it's a big reason why I'm managing here. And I've learned a ton from the Guardies, top down, Ron and Toby.
I think you need to get a better hold of your team, because I've seen numerous guys throwing sunflower seeds at you. You got to tell them to not mess up your time right now. I'm joking, of course. I know you guys are a loose bunch. You guys are having fun. I asked Roberto this a few moments ago as that one lands just foul near the tarp. What was the mood like around the team today, knowing that this would be the final day of this group being together?
Oh, we're loose. I mean, you can see this. I feel the sunflower seeds. I thought it was rain for a second, but I mean, this is exactly what I asked for from the team. We stayed loose all year. It's how we play our best baseball. There's a lot of smiles in the dugout. There's a lot of smiles in the clubhouse, and that's exactly the way we want it.
Tyler, Jim Callis here. I just wanted to ask you about the job your pitcher's done tonight. Dustin Saenz struggled during the minor league regular season. Hit around a little bit here. It's a hitter's league in the fall league. But he's been pretty effective mixing his pitches tonight. What makes him successful?
He's able to cut it, he's able to sink it, he's able to run, he's able to get some ride, and he can slow it down a little bit. He's got a good arsenal that, when he's around the zone, he can really keep hitters off balance. Sinker's really sinking today, which is nice to have a lefty dominant lineup and get that sinker running in. But he's a competitive kid, man. He really wanted the ball. As soon as he left his outing earlier in the week, he said, "I want the ball in the championship," and that's the mentality you want. That speaks to him as a person.
Hey, Tyler, we ask a lot of players what they get out of the fall league. What have they learned, how they've grown. This is your first time managing this in this type of environment. So what do you take out of it heading into the offseason?
I think what I've learned through this whole process is this is actually my first time managing in professional baseball in general. I've sat in the seat while Toby had his first kid, Bodie. That was a 2-week stint, but this is the first time running through it. What I've really learned is when you pour into people, you get the best out of them. And this game is all about relationships. It's about loving on your people and trusting them, smiling, and trying to find joy in the game. You know, we had our first team meeting, and that was really the goal. I told them, I said, guys, I have one goal for this team this year, and I want you to genuinely enjoy coming to the ballpark every day. We're going to learn from each other. We're going to push each other. You got some extra baseball here, but it's a unique experience. You got 5 organizations all, covering the same club, and a lot of different people you can learn from. These guys have really leaned into that, and as we've poured into each other, you start getting the best results from each other as well.
Tyler, what about the adjustment going from 4 years at the AAA level, where you have guys that are on that shuttle from St. Paul to Minneapolis? They're older guys that go back and forth. Now you have young guys, and this is a different ball game. So what were your expectations coming in, and did it meet that your first year as manager?
I think St. Paul's really taught me a lot, because you get prospects and you get some older guys that have some big league time, and that's a really good experience to have as a coach. What you take back when you get back around young kids is you try to take the experiences from the big leaguers you've been around and some of the guys that have even spent more time in professional baseball than myself, right? I didn't play professionally. For me, you take all those things, you kind of have your bucket of items that you try to pass down to these young guys and what you've learned from them, and you tell the stories of your Carlos Correas and your Royce Lewis's coming up through the system, your Jose Mirandas, and you try to help those be learning experiences for these young guys.
Tyler, we know that it's a tight ball game. You've got a game to manage and win, so we will let you go, but best of luck tonight and enjoy your off season. We look forward to seeing you down the road.
I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you.
That's Tyler Smarslock of the Salt River Rafters, and now things getting a little bit tighter here at Salt River Fields here at Talking Stick. 2-2 on the way to Tolentino. And you're starting to see the Saguaros lineup start to really key in on him a little bit better now, second time through the order.
Yeah, they're getting off really good swings. It's, this is kind of an action pitch for me. I'm just curious here if they'll do anything, because he's getting off good swings. He's one and gone to the plate. He's not really holding the runner on. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, had him leaning. And it was close at first with Acosta, who worked a walk after coming through with an RBI double in the first.
He must have been thinking the same exact thing I was thinking.
It's a dangerous place to be.
Yeah, it really is. Don't get in my mind. You won't like what you see there.
Costa taking his lead. That one dropped at the plate. He gets to second, no problem, and the count on Tolentino goes full.
Jimmy's starting to lose command of the strike zone. I think great breakdown. He needs to be effectively in and out of the strike zone, and right now his misses are too big.
Yeah, and he doesn't have, it's not enough pure stuff where he's throwing 96 that if he doesn't command it, that he's going to get away with it. Exactly. Great call, Dan. I think we're probably going to see him come out of the game pretty soon.
Tolentino fly to left to end the first. He might have chased ball 4. Instead, he flicks it in back of third. And it's caught by Durbin, who's had a nice night, an interesting night over at third base.
That was a dangerous play, because that was kind of hitting no man's land, and if that drops, it could have made a potential for a big inning.
He's made 2 tremendously great defensive plays tonight. This is the second one. Look how far he went to get this ball. And it's a left-hand hitter, so the ball is running away from him. That's a really, really difficult play. That shows you his athleticism.
So a big
nice play. I'm sorry, Greg. I was saying he made a really nice play in the Fall Stars game too. He just makes things happen, no matter if he's hitting, fielding, or running.
He's a ball player.
Yeah, but again, that's a wasted at bat right there for Tolentino. Every player needs to know what type of player they are. His job is to make sure there's a runner on third base. They're losing 2-1 in this game at the end of that at bat.
And if you're Saenz and your control is starting to suffer, this is not a guy you want to face, because Douglas Hodo III has one of the best eyes on this field. 70 walks during the regular season, second in the organization to only Jackson Holliday.
That kid's pretty good. But I think, you've seen him play a lot more than we have, because you saw him at Texas, Dan, when your son was playing there. But Hodo understands who he is at the plate. He's not trying to hit 25, 30 home runs a year. He's not swinging for the fences. He knows his job is to get on base, because he's got such good speed that he can really make things happen when he gets there. And he's being patient here. He's not forcing the issue in this at-bat.
Well said, Jim.
And there's another walk, second one of the inning, third of the night. And now you see the left-hander getting loose. It's Philip Abner of the Diamondbacks organization. So with all these lefties in the Saguaros order, the plan is to go with the lefties. But how much longer does Dustin Saenz have as the walls start closing in?
I'm surprised they didn't go get him right here, because I think he's really lost his feel of the strike zone right now.
Maybe this could be the final hitter with Hamilton at the plate, a lefty, Deming on deck, a righty. And Hamilton going after the first one, fouls it back out of play.
Good pitch to hit there, just missed it.
Once he popped out to first, his first time up, Skylar Messenger is able to make the play, and now Saenz, who's trying to get that ground ball, try and keep this lead at 2-1. As the runners take their leads, and they go, and the pitch is a strike. Throw down, oh boy, that's a huge out, and Acosta is hosed.
I don't know about that strategy.
I was about to ask you the same thing.
You got a struggling pitcher. Acosta's not a burner. He didn't get much of a lead on that at all.
Yeah, no, it's a bad decision.
Not even close. And Antonio Gomez, who throws out nearly 30% of base runners, gets his man.
Yeah, he's got a cannon back there for an arm.
He might have the best catcher's arm in the league.
Hamilton on 0-2. Another play into shallow left. Martin coming in. Martin coming down. And he's got it. And the Rafters go on an adventure in the fourth inning. Durbin at third. Martin in left. Tracking it all the way. And keeping them in front 2-1.
Marines are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll have to earn your place among us, because you don't join the Marines. You become one.
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save!
And then I wake up.
Is Limu with you in all your dreams?
Oh, yeah. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. This is Poof, the fastest growing pet odor eliminator in the world. Oh! It's safe for people, pets, and the planet. Powerful enough to eliminate the stink from any organic odor. Yet it's safe enough to use on pet toys, their beds, even on them. So why waste money on any product that doesn't totally eliminate the stink? There's only one Poof, available online and at these stores. If it's not Poof, it stinks.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. With the Chase Ink card, we got up and running in no time.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business.
58 homers, rookie record for ERA, 2 Triple Crown winners, and oh yeah, this guy.
Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club.
Awards Week honors those who made this season historic. Starting Monday on MLB Network.
Start of the 5th inning in the Arizona Fall League Championship game. Back here at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick with my guys, Dan O'Dowd and Jim Callis. Greg Caserta back with you with plenty of fans in attendance tonight in this beautiful facility. The 5th inning begins, and the next pitch for Josh Stephan will be his 66th. That will be a new high for him in the Fall League. Skylar Messenger, the number 9 batter, leading things off. A double and a run in the 3rd. That's why the Rafters lead 2-1.
I think there's a ton of power left in Sky. Guys, he's an outstanding defensive third baseman. He's coming off of Tommy John surgery, so I think they're trying to limit him. But he won the Gold Glove his final year at the University of Texas defensively. He's an instinctive defender. Troy Tulowitzki just did a tremendous job with him. And I think there's way more in here offensively. I think this kid is a late bloomer, Jim.
Yeah, he's interesting. Spent his first 4 years at Kansas. A lot of guys got an extra year eligibility. Went to Texas for a 5th year in college. And I mean, you know, you've been around the program, but just talking to other players who were at Texas, working with Tulo, the infielders working with Tulo is tremendous. You look at a kid like Jalen Flores, who's really struggled as a freshman. Tulo came back last year and Jalen Flores took off, and he's just been a real asset for that program.
Messenger on a second time, leadoff walk here in the 5th inning. He led off his 3rd inning with a double, so aboard twice out of the number 9 spot for a Rafters team that has gone 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. So Josh Stephan got a chance to start the 5th. He will not get a chance to finish it. Roberto Mercado going to his bullpen for the first time. We'll tell you who's coming out right after this.
My schedule's pretty jam-packed these days. I've got 2 free birthday parties on Saturday, and Sunday, that's my me time.
How's that look?
Works for me.
Works for me.
Harlem has everything, but I couldn't find Pilates anywhere. So I started my own studio. And with the right help, I can make this place I love even better.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business.
It starts with a spark. The feeling of finding just the right thing. The gift that sparks something uncommon. Something winning. Something memorable. Something special. Spark something with Uncommon Goods.
An alternative to pills, Voltaren is a clinically proven arthritis pain relief gel which penetrates deep to target the source of pain with non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medicine directly at the source. Voltaren, the joy of movement.
Did you just pay with PayPal?
Yeah, and the cashback's wild.
Are you guys feeling this? I want to pay with you everywhere.
You get 5% cash back on any category you choose.
Really?
Every single month.
And even more when I shop online? I want to pay with you everywhere. I'd really like to pay with this.
I know, right?
No, I mean like move.
Oh.
Every payment, everywhere, every time. Don't just pay, PayPal.
MLB Together is baseball's platform embodying the sport's commitment to philanthropic causes and mental wellness efforts by teams, players, and the league. To learn more, please visit MLBtogether.com. And we are together with you on the final day of the Arizona Fall League season. Greg Caserta, Dan O'Dowd, Jim Callis, the rest of our great crew coming to you from Scottsdale. And here's Skylar Hales making his 8th appearance of the Fall League. You see the ERA north of 11. The Rangers have another righty out there. Josh Stephan went 4+, and now a strike from Hales to begin his night.
Yeah, that 11.12 ERA is not impressive, obviously, but he's got one of the better fastballs in the league. It's you can look at the delivery here. It's a low slot, short arm action. His ball dances. He's usually 94, 97. He'll touch 100 with the fastball. Relies on it about 75% of the time, and he'll mix in that slider we just saw. It's got, when it's on, it's got sharp horizontal action, but when his fastball is dialed in, it's very tough to hit.
He throws out a very unique slot too. It's probably really difficult to see the ball out of the slot.
That last one up top to Durbin at 96. Caleb 0 for 2. It's flat out to left and popped out to the catcher Willems. No other changes. Ball 3. Skylar Hales, Rangers number 8 prospect, a 4th-round pick last year out of Santa Clara from Reno, Nevada. A good year in the minors. Splitting the season between high A and double A. 44 appearances, 10 saves, ERA in the low 3s. We'll see if they send Messenger here on 3 and 2.
Durbin's a good contact hitter, but it's a swing and miss fastball, so it's an interesting question.
Runner goes, slider poked up 3rd, hugging the line, and halfway up it goes foul.
Yeah, see, we gave his fastball 70. I mean, that's obviously well above average fastball, and it's not just because he throws 94, 97, and he can touch 100. It's because of that deception of life. So much of hitting is kind of, you know, it's not muscle memory, eye memory, I guess. I'll coin a new term. Is like recognizing a pitch out of hand, and like Dan said, you just don't see guys. The ball doesn't come. It comes out different from Skylar Hale's hand as you're used to, and then when you add the life to it, it's just very, very tough to hit.
So the runner Messenger was on the move. This time he stays put, and that's just fine. Another walk, 1st and 2nd for the Rafters to begin the 5th. brings up Tommy Troy, who's already doubled in this game.
Who's also, as I mentioned, been one of the hottest hitters in the league. And you got Skylar Hale struggling to throw strikes as he enters the game here. They could potentially break the game wide open here.
Tommy Troy, 12th overall pick last year out of Stanford. Taken by the Diamondbacks. Just 22 years old. Played in the Fall Stars game and now on Championship Saturday, 1 for 2 with a double. And there's that heat from Hales at 94.
He had some injury issues this year. Tommy Troy, 12th overall pick in the draft in 2023, so he didn't have the regular season he had, or that he wanted to have, but just very accomplished hitter. One of the better college hitters in that 2023 draft class. I think he can get to 20 homer power, can run a little bit. I think in the long run, I mean, you can say this about a lot of guys. He probably is more second baseman than shortstop, but I think he can fit the profile of an offensive second baseman, and he's really gotten going like the Diamondbacks expected him to in the second half of this Arizona Fall League season.
I mean, he's been unlucky since being drafted, and with the Diamondbacks, he's already had a fractured left foot and then a hamstring injury, which limited him this year, like you said, Jim, to just 72 games. So a bit unlucky along the way for the former Cardinal. 2 on, nobody out, and a 2-2 on the way from Hales. And it's checked out at the plate, foul.
It's where you need a quality at bat. You might not necessarily get a hit here, but you need contact here, and you try to make some action, move these runners along. Not every out is a detriment. Sometimes you can have productive outs. Right now, they need a productive hit or a productive out.
Josh Stephan over 4 innings only induced 1 ground ball out. And now another 3-2 coming up from Hales. As Jim said, this could get really tough on the Saguaros. Biggest pitch of the night coming up right here.
His fastball moves so much it's hard to command. When he's tried to pitch up, it's been too far up, and then when he's tried to pitch down, it's run off the plate.
And that's a good take on that slider. 3 walks to begin the 5th inning. 1 from Stephan, 2 from Hales. They're all juiced up for Rosario.
We've got in Rosario and Garrett Martin the last 2 home run derby champions coming up. Now I know he's not throwing BP. This isn't home run derby, but both Rosario and Martin.
So are you calling it? Is that what you're saying here?
No, I'm just setting the stage. I'm not calling. We'll save calling something for later. But
all right, you usually get 1 in a game.
Jim's setting the stage, and I don't have to set the stage. That's a pro right there.
Yeah, Rosario doubled earlier in the game too. Really good at bat. He fouled off some difficult pitches, and then he got a cement mixer, and he didn't miss that.
Rosario, just 22 years old. Tied for the league lead with 7 home runs last season. 10 homers during the regular year in the minors. And after the mound visit, Hale's slider just continues to stay away.
He's getting a lot of horizontal action on it, but he can't keep it on the plate, and then he just can't spot his fastball.
I think he'd be happy to throw his fastball center cut right now, Jim.
Just got to get a strike.
Well, I mean, he's going to have to here in a second.
He's running away from his delivery. He's going to have to make some quick adjustments, or he's not going to throw a strike.
They've got action in the bullpen. My old eyes are not good enough to see who that is down there.
Another righty playing catch. And there's the fastball threading the outside at 96.
That's a good pitch there. Glove side.
So another Rangers prospect getting loose. Mark Church might be thrust into action sooner than later, depending on what Skylar Hales does. The 2-1. And a check swing. They're just not going for it because it hasn't been close.
I don't get the pitch selection there. He's shown no command of his slider at all. I mean, he's got to throw a ground ball here. He ran that fastball away from the barrel. He might get a ground ball. He's 6-4-3 double play.
11 of his 18 have missed. And there's the chopper to short. To second for 1. On to first. That is exactly what the doctor ordered for Skylar Hales. And the struggles with runners in scoring position continue for the Rafters. Messenger does score to make it 3-1. No RBI on the play. The double play between Acosta and Tolentino.
Great turn by Tolentino. That was a rocket he threw there on his transfer.
And a nice quick feed from Acosta too.
Really, really well played on both ends. Good execution of a pitch too.
Caleb Durbin, the lone base runner left. He's at third with 2 outs. Here's Garrett Martin. And that's the best breaking ball we've seen from Hales as we get another look at the double play.
Perfect flip. Showed him the ball so he saw it. And then really, I mean, that was a rocket that Tolentino turned there.
So the Rafters with a 3-1 lead, trying to overcome a surprise team that beat them 4 times out of 6 during the regular season. You see Garrett Martin tonight with a strikeout and a fly out to center. Three straight runs for Salt River. They'd love a 4th. And now Hales pitching with a little more confidence as he works his way ahead.
His stuff is electric. Just a matter now of whether he's going to throw enough strikes.
The double play saved his night, kept his team in the game. And there it is, more of that fastball. Dan O'Dowd wanted it, and it finally happens for Skylar Hales. It was a bumpy road. The bases were loaded with nobody out. The Rafters could only get the 1 run. We're halfway home.
Feel the power of Osteo Biflex. Taken every day, it's clinically shown to improve joint comfort in 7 days with significant improvement over time.
We were wondering if anything happened to us.
We want you to take the kids.
Doesn't count. What you need is a will, something you can sign and make official. Start your will at trustandwill.com and make it count.
I take caring for my kitty very seriously. When I found a health monitoring kitty litter, I had to meet the creator.
Oh, hi, kitten.
Please call me Martha. This litter seriously stops odors and it changes colors.
Go to prettylitter.com.
Hi, I'm Scott McGilvery. I know what bath remodels should cost because I've done hundreds of them. I use Bathfitter in my investment properties because I know it'll be worth every penny and then some. After 40 years and over 2 million baths, they're accountable for everything from design to manufacturing to installation, all backed by a lifetime warranty. If you want a bath remodel you can trust with your money, it just fits. Bathfitter. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Skincare can start in the laundry room. That's why I always recommend All Free Clear for sensitive skin. It's free of dyes and perfumes.
It's a key part of my self-care routine. It's a clean that's gentle on my skin.
For an effective clean that's gentle on skin, all you need is All Free Clear.
Hey kids, what do you call the NordVPN Black Friday deal? The Block Friday deal. Woo. Because you block online threats. Black Friday, Block Friday.
Get the Black Friday deal and block online threats now.
Hey, for every young player that's playing the game at any level out there right now, pay attention here for the next 30 seconds. If you're a good player and you want to become a great player, listen up. 1, find a passion that is different than normal players. Number 2, have a willingness to do what others won't. 3, try to get better every single day you show up at the ballpark. Master the ordinary and do them exceptionally well. Tune out all the distractions that are around you day in and day out. Be relentless at overcoming obstacles. Seize the moments like in tonight's game. Who will step up? Do these things on a consistent basis and you'll be a good player that has a chance to become a great player. The 2 last points, playing something bigger than yourself. That means you show up every single day and you're a good teammate. And you focus on winning as the most important goal and all your individual needs to be met. The good players in the game become great players by doing those things on a consistent basis.
That's Dan O'Dowd. He's Jim Callis. I'm Greg Caserta. I was going to say before Jim jumps in, I need you for my pregame prep talks before I come to the ballpark because I really.
I might have to do a little longer list than that.
I was just going to say, Dan, in your many years in the game, like who are a couple examples of players who went from good to great because they embraced those things?
Everyone.
I mean, was anybody,
truly,
did anybody jump out?
Every single player, Jimmy, I've been around. And that's where the list really animated from, is every single player I've been around. You don't just become a great player even if you have great skill. You become a great player by focusing on those things day in and day out and being consistent with it. And I think every great player in the game gets that. Like, they get what those things mean and they get to how to apply that. So, like, we just showed Jack. I mean, Jack has got to work on those things day in and day out to bridge the gap between his enormous potential, but the actual performance on the field.
Which we saw in the first inning when he hit what looked like a routine ground ball, but he busted it out of the box, wound up beating it out, and turned it into a run.
Yeah,
that's an example of what you're talking about.
That's an example of playing the game for something bigger than yourself, because you cared enough about your team to bust your butt down the line on what was really not a good swing.
Jack's college teammate at the University of Florida, Philip Abner, just got the strikeout. Fouled back out of play by Creed Willems. That is the first strikeout for a Raptors pitcher, because Dustin Saenz got through 4 innings. He walked 3. He did not have a strikeout.
You know, the other point I want to say too about that criteria list is that's controllable. You don't have to have talent to do any of those things.
Abner's got it working. He's ahead on Willems 0-2.
You just have to show up every day and be the best version of yourself day in and day out. And the game of baseball is hard. It challenges you to do that all the time. And that's why attitude is so important in our game. You got to have the right attitude every day that you show up. You got to have an attitude of gratitude just to be able to try to do those things.
A guy who kind of exemplifies that for me that I've seen here in the Fall League, because I've been here for about a third of the season, is Caleb Durbin. We've seen him in tonight's game. Like every day I've seen Caleb Durbin, he's making plays in the field. He's going hard on the bases. Every time he's on first base, almost literally, he's thinking about taking second. He's working hard.
I guarantee you what he does prior to the game.
Yeah. Off speed, got him. Nice curveball, and Willems is the second strikeout victim for Philip Abner.
It's really where all the work comes from.
Well, he was talking about working with their first base coach, who's in the Yankee system with him. That's Derek Woodley, and they prepare and they look at the pitchers, so he's advanced. Pretty good slider there.
Well, they've really lined their lefties up well, and they have struggled against the left-hand pitchers. Their left-hand hitters have struggled against the lefties tonight.
Well, with these two back-to-back, you just never know. 2 swings could tie the game, and DeLauder was not seeing it well. The lefty's having a tough time with Abner, who's trying to go 1-2-3 here in the 5th.
Well, I can tell you with that swing, he was trying to make it a 1-run game.
I wonder if we're going to see all lefties tonight. With the way they got the 4 lefties, they're big boppers at the top of the lineup.
Bottom part of the zone, 0-2. So you look at some of the big guns for the Saguaros. Willems 0 for 3, DeLauder 0 for 2. They scored in the first, but nothing since. Good waste pitch there on 0-2 from Philip Abner, making his 9th appearance. ERA of 4.32 out here in the Fall League. He's a guy that's gettable. 13 hits allowed in 8 1/3. Trying to strike out the side here in the 5th. Instead, DeLauder lines one up the middle. That is great extension on 1 and 2.
That's a great adjustment. I mean, yeah, he stayed right on that ball, didn't try to do too much with it. When you do things like that, you have elite hitting skill. Look him stay on this ball. Didn't try to do too much with it. That's a great adjustment. That shows you now that he has the aptitude within an at-bat to make those kind of adjustments. And that is tremendous, because this game challenges with aptitude all the time.
He's not just a tool. You know, we were talking about his tools, and his 55s are better across the board. But he has just such good plate discipline. There aren't that many guys who have his combination of size, tools, and plate discipline in the minor leagues. And that's, I think, if he can stay healthy, he could be a major part, not just make the Guardians, but be a major part of their team in short order.
Baseball.
I would say he's going to be in their 2025 club if he's healthy. I mean, at some point in time, he's going to be in the middle of the lineup in 2025.
Gators baseball on display. Chopper to the right side, and it's by Troy for a base hit. DeLauder and Caglione come through with 2-out singles, and the tying runs are at the corners for the Saguaros.
We could show that again. I just want to show you what makes Jack so dangerous. He's out his front foot there, didn't stay back. He's so strong that the top spin on that ball, once it was hit, that ball just took off. And that's what he can do. That's what strength does for you right there.
So Abner started with 2 strikeouts, and he made 2 good pitches, but DeLauder and Caglione get him. And the singles bring up Osuna, who's the go-ahead run. All these lefties in a row. Osuna's walked and fly to right.
Wanted to mention real quick, Osuna won one of the most cherished awards in Arizona Fall League. He won the Darnell Stenson Sportsmanship Award. Darnell Stenson, former player, terrible incident in 2003 where he was robbed and killed while he was out here. So they have this award that honors a lot of the attributes you were talking about at the top of the inning, Dan. You know, unselfishness, hard work, leadership. And Osuna was the award winner this year. He's also a very talented guy, Rangers minor league player of the year. A lot of outfielders in Texas, but he's going to push his way in there.
Where does he profile the best for you, Jim?
He's more of a corner guy. Like, you know, with their outfield, we got Evan Carter and Wyatt Langford.
Can he play center field?
Like he has out here. He won't in Texas with Taveras, Carter, and Langford. Langford are all better than him. But he could fill in a pinch. He's better on the corner.
Here's the Darnell Stenson Sportsmanship Award given out every year now by the Arizona Fall League. Dan and Jim both touched on it. Darnell Stenson, who tragically passed at just 25 years old in 2003, former third-round pick of the Red Sox in 1996. Logan O'Hoppe, Angels catcher, won this award in 2021. It's a great honor to take that home. And now Osuna on 2-0. The zone has disappeared for Philip Abner.
He's pitched himself right into a right-hand hitter.
That would be Max Acosta. So like Osuna's in the Rangers organization, Osuna at Double-A and High-A hit 18 home runs this year. And he draws a 4-pitch walk. And for the first time in quite some time, the Saguaros have life.
And Acosta's been their best hitter tonight. Doubled in the first inning, walked in the fourth.
Now, are you aggressive on the first pitch after that was a 4-pitch walk?
I'd be looking, not that I could do anything with it, but I'd be looking for a specific pitch in a specific area, and if I got that, but I wouldn't just be.
I think that's perfectly well said, Jim. Exactly right. He's got to look for his nitro area right now.
Acosta with a career high 788 OPS during the regular season in the Rangers org. And Abner pours in a strike. So we walked Osuna on 4. He starts Acosta off with strike 1.
I think he was taking that pitch all the way. And honestly, that might have been the best pitch he could get in this at bat. We'll see.
Acosta walked his last time. Bases full. Tying runs in scoring position. And a slow roller to short. Ross charges and he boots it. And the Saguaros capitalize to get within a run.
I don't know. I'd like to see this replay. I don't know if he did it on purpose, but it looked like Jack kind of did a little hesitation while he was running by the ground ball, and it looked like it threw Ross's timing off. I don't know if he did it purposely or that's just where he was, but I thought he hesitated briefly.
Watch him at second. Yep, right there.
And that's the size 18 feet as it probably got in the way.
Kind of leaned in towards the infield.
Honestly,
too.
That was really instinctively, Jim. That was a great call on your part. Instinctively, guys, that's really, really a good play.
Stayed in the baseline.
Yeah, didn't interfere at all, but just hesitated enough that might have thrown off the rhythm for the infielder.
Acosta gets his second hit. He has driven in both Saguaros runs. And a healthy cut by Tolentino, who's quickly down 0-2.
So Jack has done 2 things on the bases tonight that has been very impressive. He beat out routine ground ball to first because the pitcher didn't cover, and he instinctively there created some shadows for the shortstop to have a clean pick and throw.
Abner just missed.
They're challenging. They're going to challenge this call.
And now we get another look at Caglione. Now we've got drama because they are going to look at the ABS system, and it is strike 3 on Tolentino, just clipping the bottom part of the zone. It's a fun feature, it's new, and it creates drama. Abner ends up striking out 3, but not before a little gamesmanship. The Saguaros get a run back to get within 1. The ABS system comes into play right here. You be the judge at home, but the Raptors still lead 3-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
I just wanted to remind you that Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. In fact, it's so easy. It reminds me of a joke my mate told me. Now, a knuckleballer and a catcher walk into a bullpen, and a knuckleballer turns to the catcher. Get it? Wow, they really like that one.
It's easy to Geico, official partner of Major League Baseball.
This is the story of the one who believes being prepared is not just a way of life, it's how he helps everyone stay safe. He sweats the small stuff before it becomes big stuff. For the one, being an unsung hero in a building full of everyday heroes is just how he likes it. The industrial-grade products you need delivered fast. Call, click Grainger.com or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
5% cash back on whatever category I choose every single month? And even more when I shop online? Yes, Cindy, I got extra lettuce. And yes, Jasper, you're going to have to carry it. Things have been real weird ever since you two hooked up. Don't just pay, PayPal.
Laundry call. Let's dig deep, people.
Stench drenched. Soaked through. Caked on deep. Everyday dirt and stink lingers deeper than you think. Now clean deep with new Arm & Hammer Deep Clean Laundry Detergent. Our most powerful formula yet penetrates deep into fibers and gets to the bottom of odor and mess. Arm & Hammer Deep Clean. More power to you.
Pitch Hit and Run is the free official MLB skills competition for baseball and softball players ages 7 to 14. Host the local competition in 2025 and give the kids a chance to make the national finals at the 2025 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com for more details. With my guys, Dan O'Dowd and Jim Callis, Greg Caserta back with you. The rest of our crew here in Scottsdale. Final day of the Arizona Fall League season and the second reliever of the night for the Saguaros, right-hander Luinder Avila is out to pitch the 6th inning after Skylar Hales loaded the bases with nobody out in the 5th inning and only gave up the 1 run. It's a 3-2 game as we start the 6th. The Rafters looking for their first title since 2019.
He's pitched well here in the Fall League. He's actually a veteran of MLB Network. I worked the AAA National Championship game with Tyler Mon, and he started that game for the Omaha Storm Chasers. But he's been successful down here. He'll mix 4 pitches, 92, 95 with a fastball, though he's hit 98 down here. Curveball, changeup, slider, he'll throw it all.
Like he backed up that curveball pretty good, just missing inside.
The pitcher's challenging the call of ball.
I said it to you guys during the break. I love this.
We're getting another challenge pitch here. That wasn't even close. Now that's...
The call's confirming the pitcher's a ball.
And the way that works is the pitcher, we're going to have this in the major leagues at some point soon. I think more, they've got the technology worked out. It's defining what they want the strike zone to be. But either the pitcher, the catcher, or the hitter can challenge it, but you have to do it immediately. And we saw a great example of it.
Smoke the other way. Ryan Ritter's got his second knock.
I think Ryan Ritter was insulted by how that pitch wasn't even close to a strike. But in the bottom half of the inning, we had the Saguaros trying to rally. And with 2 strikes to Tolentino, called close pitch a ball, and immediately Antonio Gomez signaled, and we saw the replay just barely clipped the tiniest piece of the strike zone from strike 3.
That ball came out like a crack shot off the bat of Ryan Ritter, who singled his last 2 times. Robert Hassel the third over top, 95. Hassel with the triple down the line in the 2nd inning. And then his last AB, guys, flew out to dead center, almost 410 feet away.
Yeah, the out was a more impressive swing and the ball he produced than the triple that Quincy Hamilton couldn't quite come up with.
Here's Deming trying to track it. What a play by Austin Deming. The third baseman having a night here in Scottsdale.
Yeah, it was a great play. Again, that was tremendous athletic play right there. That's a really, really hard play to make. So he's playing over in the 6 hole. So he goes a long way, and that ball is drifting back into the field on him. Great play. Good job there.
A really nice adjustment because he overran it slightly.
Yeah, nice play.
There's Ben Ross, who's had a productive night, a sac fly and a double. Now a chopper out to short. Acosta to second. Rifle to first, not in time. That double play combo up the middle of Acosta and Tolentino really sharp tonight.
Yeah, it's a great flip, and again, Tolentino's got a rocket at second base. That play shouldn't have been close. He made it close. That's a hard shovel throw right there across his body, but look at this throw. Oh my God, he's got a cannon.
Got some giddy up on it. And Ross aboard on the fielder's choice.
The sprint speed on Ben Ross down the line on that was 30.3 feet per second, which is probably 70 speed.
Yeah, that play shouldn't have been close.
Here's the catcher, Antonio Gomez. He struck out and grounded to short. And I like the breaking stuff from Avila. The curveball gets him ahead 0-2.
Antonio does not get cheated on any of his swings.
So you're saying he attacks?
He lets it fly.
And that's why you throw him 3 straight breaking pitches, because he went up there swinging. And Avila ends up with a strikeout to end the top of the 6th. The double play combo up the middle for the Saguaros is dazzling, but they're still trailing the Rafters 3-2.
Y'all see this? Patrick Mahomes is saying goodbye. People was tripping.
Where are you going?
He was actually saying goodbye to his old phone.
I'm switching to the amazing new iPhone 16 T-Mobile.
It's the first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence. That's like peanut butter on jelly on gold. Get 4 iPhone 16s on us. Plus 4 lines for $25. And save on every plan versus the other big guys. What a deal. That's a lot if you ask me. If y'all giving it away too fast, T-Mobile, slow down.
Where are you headed?
Where am I headed? Am I just gonna take what the market gives me? No, I can do some research.
You know, that's backed by JP Morgan's leading strategists, like us.
When you want to invest with more confidence, the answer is JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Revisit some of the biggest moments in baseball.
And he makes a miraculous catch.
With the men who became legends of the game. Unearth a classic episode of Studio 42 with Bob Costas, featuring Willie Mays. Monday at 1 Eastern on MLB Network.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
It starts with kindness, reaching out a helping hand. Even the smallest gestures mean the world to a lot of people.
Stand up to cancer.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
"58 homers, rookie record for ERA, 2 Triple Crown winners, and oh yeah, this guy.
Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club.
Awards Week honors those who made this season historic. Starting Monday on MLB Network.
Hey, I know it's difficult to compare any player to a Hall of Famer, but I was really fortunate to have Jimmy Thome early in my career, and there's so much similarities to the strong power that they both generate. Jack, I know it's a tough comparison, buddy, but you do remind me a little bit of Jim Thome.
I appreciate that.
Hey, it's Dan O'Dad. Let me ask you a question. You're going on like 540 plate appearances. I don't think people realize college baseball actually starts in January, and you start cranking it up. You're almost going on 11 months of playing baseball. So how are you feeling physically and mentally right now?
I'm honestly feeling great, you know, to kind of go with the whole draft deal and go out to Quad Cities and meet a bunch of new people, and to have the opportunity to be out here in the Fall League and meet such a great group of guys. You know, it's been awesome. It's been a great year of baseball.
Jack, Jim Callis here. You're obviously known for the two-way exploits. You're just hitting here in the Fall League and the power. Well, honestly, you've really impressed us tonight with just your intensity in the game. Your first inning, you hit what looks like a routine ground ball to first. You bust it down the line. That turns into a run. And then it looked like we thought you slowed down, hesitated just a little bit to maybe try to throw the shortstop off on that ground ball that turned into a base hit and scored another run. How much do you pride yourself on playing all out all the time like that?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. To me, I'm pride myself in being a pretty good competitor, and in a championship game like this, you know, these guys have worked their tails off all year. I didn't know them until 6 weeks ago, but we've become so close, and it's really playing for them. And you know, our coaches here have been nothing but great to us, so it's the least that I could do and the least that we can do as a club.
Douglas Hodo III, fitting that he just got on base for the 3rd time, his 2nd walk, a mound visit for the new pitcher Alfred Murillo. Now, I don't know if you and Philip Abner talked about this before the game, but you guys locked up in that 5th inning. Advantage to you, Jack, a base hit off your former college teammate. Did you have that on your to-do list when you came to the Fall League?
To be honest, we were texting the night before, and he was like, hey, I didn't throw against Scottsdale, so I'm going to be in there tomorrow. He's come in twice against us throughout the season. and I didn't have the opportunity to, so I'm glad I finally could. And we talked about it. I had to tell one of the videography people here to make sure they get like a video or something, just so that just a little keepsake.
What did it mean to you to be a Florida Gator, Jack?
Oh man, it meant everything. I'm keep up with their Instagram, and I'm seeing what all the guys are doing, and definitely miss Gainesville, definitely miss the coaching staff and everybody there. They were a big help to get me to where I am now, and I'm forever grateful.
Jack, what's the biggest adjustment now as you go into the wintertime after playing in pro ball now that you want to go home and work on and come into next season with?
Yeah, for me, it's really just kind of shrinking the zone, driving more balls into the gaps. I think the first thing I'm going to do is probably get right back into the weight room with the group that we have over there. So I'm missing those guys, but shout out Suka. But yeah, I'm really excited to get back with all the guys.
Yeah, if you didn't bring his name up, he would have punished you in the weight room the first time you got back there.
100%.
When you say shrinking the zone, what's unique is that you actually are a good hitter. And yet, your swing decisions and chase rates, are going to have to get better. So is that more of a conscious effort of just looking for pitches more in the zone that you want to handle?
Yes, sir. It's honestly just knowing what I can drive and knowing my strengths as a hitter. So that's kind of the biggest thing that I want to focus on this offseason and come back into spring training ready to go and, hoping to see all the work I'll put on during this offseason to work.
So everybody talks about Shohei Ohtani as a two-way guy. Why not Jack Caglione?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the future. I'm not sure what it holds, but I'll do whatever they tell me to do. At the end of the day, everybody's just trying to make it to the league and stay there. So that's what I'm willing to do, and I just want to win for Kansas City.
Have you had a chance to watch Bobby Witt Jr. play much?
I have, honestly. I mean, ever since I got picked, he was the first person to reach out to me, which was a really cool feeling, and it just kind of shows who he is as a person.
What did he say to you, Jack?
He said congrats. He's looking forward to meeting me, and he's happy to have me. So the feeling's definitely mutual. I mean, you got the best player in baseball saying that to you. It's pretty cool.
How about heading back-to-back in the lineup with him at some point in time in the near future?
Oh, that'd be surreal, to be honest with you.
Yeah, how far away in your own mind do you feel like you are from playing in the big leagues, Jack?
I want to say I'm ready, to be honest with you, but I don't want to.
I'd be disappointed if you didn't say that.
I don't want to jump the gun or get anybody upset. So,
how much, Jack? Speaking of the pitching component, how much? I don't think people appreciate. This, and we talked about this on a podcast earlier in the year. I don't think people just see what happens in the games. They don't appreciate how much extra work you have to do both. If you tried to pitch, if that was in the Royals' plan, they want to develop you both ways. How much longer do you think it would take to get to the big leagues? I mean, do you think about that? If I'm just a hitter, I might get there quicker. But if I do both ways, which would be cool, it might take longer.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, something to think about. For me, it's always been what I've done. So I kind of know how to navigate it. I know it's 6 games instead of 5. So, kind of figuring out what my body can handle and what it can't can probably be the biggest thing to figure out. But I don't think it's anything that I can't handle, and just further talks are needed for it.
Jack, given everything that's happened this year, like Dan mentioned, the college season, getting drafted, being here in the fall league, you gave a great answer before about getting back in the weight room. That's a great baseball answer, but just as a young man, a regular dude, what are you going to do to relax when you finally get home?
Probably going to spend time with my girlfriend, fish, and hunt.
No golf for you?
You do not want to see me on the golf course, unfortunately.
Hey, Jack, you better mention your girlfriend's name or you're not going to be spending a whole lot of time with her on television here.
No, I will. Ellie, she's in the middle of her volleyball season, so it's been nice having the time off. Got to watch her game yesterday. They beat Missouri, so that was great, and I'm just looking forward to seeing her.
Yeah, and the Gators beat LSU today in football. I just want you to know that.
That's always a good day.
Yeah.
Jack, it's been a great day with you. It's my first time talking with you, but I see what all the hype's about, and we are obviously rooting for you. Have a great rest of your night, and be good in the offseason, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me.
That's Jack Caglione. Man, it's as good as advertised, and now is swinging a high drive off the bat of Deming. This one hanging up there. Somebody's going to get it. It's the center fielder, Robert Hassel III. And I think the complete package is there. And what a gesture by the leader, the face of the franchise, Bobby Witt Jr., to be the first one to reach out to him after getting drafted.
That shows you they got something pretty special going on in Kansas City right now. And Bobby's also a pretty good evaluator of talent, so he's going to take care of this guy because he knows he's going to get better pitches to hit once this guy gets in the lineup.
Swing and a drive the other way to left. Garrett Martin over towards the corner. And he's there. And he gets Creed Williams for a second time. Williams has had a couple of good at-bats, but he remains 0 for. And the Saguaros are still down going to the 7th.
What's in your wallet?
Want your car's paint to look like this? Well, now it can with Cerakote's #1 selling rapid ceramic paint sealant. Seal and protect your paint with unbelievable gloss, shine, and slickness in less than 30 minutes. Simply spray it on and lightly buff it with the included microfiber towels. Look at the rich gloss with endless depth and mirror-like shine.
You can hear it. This side over here has clearly been treated, just rolls right off. This side, not so much.
This is very nice. And it took you how long to apply it? Like 10 minutes? And then it just sets? Wow, and it looks much healthier too. That's very nice.
Look at the difference with Cerakote's true hydrophobic ceramic technology. Water just blows right off. The level of gloss and slickness is unbelievable. With over 40,000 5-star reviews, Cerakote is guaranteed to be the glossiest, slickest, and easiest to apply paint sealant you have ever used. Buy any of Cerakote's ceramic products for under $20 today.
It's here. Wendy's new salted caramel frosty. Rich, sweet, salted caramel? Caramel. Whatever. The iconic frosty with a salted caramel twist. Gotta be Wendy's.
Get connected to all the breaking news.
The mind-blowing news.
The analysts of MLB Tonight keep you connected with all things baseball during the offseason.
I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
MLB Tonight, weeknights 7 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
I talked with Andy Haynes today, the manager of the Salt River team, the East Division squad as well. And I said, was I on to anything that he kind of sets up a little bit like Giancarlo Stanton? And he said, yes, I said that yesterday. So I asked Aaron Judge, I said, do you model yourself after him at all? And he said no, because there were some comps to also just his mannerisms, the way that he carries himself. And he said maybe that's just how giant guys set up.
From one big fella to another, Aaron Judge several years ago, Jack Caglione tonight. And to the 7th inning we go. You are looking live at Salt River Fields here in Scottsdale. And it's a tight one, a 3-2 game. Raptors clinging to the lead. And the 2nd inning of relief for Luindo Avila starts with strike 1 on Skylar Messenger.
Those look-backs are cool, Jim, because it shows you the physicality of a player at that age. And then what they turn into once they get fully mature at the big league level.
No, definitely. And what was really interesting about Aaron Judge when he was here in the fall league, his first couple of years in the minors, he wasn't the Aaron Judge you saw today. His approach at the plate, he was very patient and he focused on driving the ball gap to gap. If you look at his home run numbers in the minors, I think his first full season, I think he might have hit 15, 18. Yeah. It wasn't even 20. And as he got to about AAA and as he got a little bit more physically mature and stronger, then it was like, okay, let it eat, look to drive the ball, punish it, and he became this fearsome slugger we see today. But he was a completely different hitter when he was here in the league.
Luindo Avila in a 3-1 count with Messenger. The number 9 hitter has been on twice. He scored 2 of their 3 runs. And make that a 3rd time. 2 walks and a double for Messenger. And eventually somebody's going to blink in this game. Bryce Harper, 2-time AFL alum. Nolan Arenado in 2011. And by the way, Trout and Harper were teammates. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at just 19 years old in 2018. Julio Rodriguez in 2019. So many big names, so many superstars.
We've had 4 Hall of Famers, Roy Halladay, Todd Helton, who Dan's obviously very well acquainted with, Derek Jeter, Mike Piazza. We're going to see Albert Pujols, Max Scherzer, Mike Trout in the Hall of Fame. You got current stars, Mookie Betts, Harper, Judge, Lindor. It's more than 3,000 players in the big leagues.
Yeah, 34 Rookie of the Years, 23 MVPs, 20 batting champions, 9 Cy Young Award winners, 31.
Here's a swing and a fly ball into left. This one hangs up there, and Hodo's there. A much easier play for Hodo, who didn't have to turn on the Jets that time. Durbin gave it a ride, but he flies out for out number 1.
I mean, I think we're going to see another MVP. I kind of feel like Aaron Judge is probably going to win the
number
MVP.
2's on the way.
We'll see on National League Rookie of the Year, but Jackson Merrill was out here 2 years ago at the very start of his career.
31 All-Stars this year. Arizona Fall League alumni. So the league speaks for itself. Here's Tommy Troy. He takes a look at ball 1. Troy's been on twice with a double and a walk.
I'm sure they'd like to get a couple insurance runs here.
And when you look at the Raptors tonight, 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Saguaros, not that much better, 2 for 9. They've stranded 8.
Well, it's a big inning. In the bottom of 7th, it's 2, 3, and 4. The heart of the lineup's coming up. So I'm sure they'd love to scratch another run out right here.
This game really hasn't gone according to plan. I mean, this is a hitter's league.
Fly ball into center. Osuna back there for route number 2.
I was going to say, this is a hitter's league. These are the 2 highest scoring teams in the league. They're averaging 6.6 runs a game. And we got 3-2 game. Yeah, there's Jackson Merrill. He was age 19, and he'd been hurt that year, too. He barely played. He was one of the youngest players in the league. Remember the Fall Stars game. Now he's not only, all-star as a rookie.
He's an all-star center fielder.
All-star center fielder, switch positions. We'll see where he's going to finish in the top 3 of the very tough NL Rookie of the Year race. He's also going to get some MVP votes.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the reasons the Padres really picked it up down the stretch.
That's the other thing, too, is that he didn't immediately impact the big league level. There are players playing here right now.
Runner goes, throw down to second, 1 hopped. And it's a stolen base for Skylar Messenger, his 3rd of the year.
Sky is like, he might be the MVP of this game right now. He's got a double, 2 walks, a stolen base.
Strike.
So we're getting another challenge here. The batter did not like the call of the strike here.
The pitch was called a strike on Rosario. And he gets it right.
The call's overturned. The pitch is a ball.
So the count changes. Instead of 0-2, it's now 1-1 on Rosario.
That's a big deal. He flipped the count right there.
Yeah, 0-2 versus 1-1, and that pitch missed the plate by 0.6 of an inch. And the cool thing about the rule is you keep the challenge. You get 2, but as long as you get them right, you keep them. And if you blow 2, you still get, I think, a 3rd challenge in the 9th inning.
Rosario came up with the bases loaded in the 5th inning, hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Here's how close that pitch was. Right there. 0.6 of an inch.
That's close.
That's a great eye by Cully Rosario. That time he takes a look at strike 2.
The called strike on, or the pitch that Tolentino, the catcher challenge, they called a ball that Tolentino got rung up on, it barely clipped the tiniest part of the zone.
That was a good challenge in that situation, though, because he had very little to lose.
Exactly.
3-2 game. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Raptors going for the upset tonight. And it's fouled straight back.
That's the thing about the challenge system. There's going to be cool strategy to when to use it. Haven't used them up. This is a big situation. I don't think it was a strike, but let me try to see if he clipped the corner. I mean, it's going to be really fun to see this implemented at the big league level.
Avila reminding me of Luis Severino a little bit. That breaking ball spins off the plate, 3-2.
I just like the way he mixes pitches and shapes. And
very polished approach for a 23-year-old.
You better be dialed in, because if you're guessing and you get the pitch you're not looking for, you're going to look pretty silly.
Fall Stars game participant, Royals number 26 prospect. And ball 4, second walk of the inning. 1st and 2nd, 2 away. Garrett Martin on his way to the plate to face Avila, who's got the 3-pitch mix. Fastball and slider coming in at 50.
And not a ton of velocity. It's kind of 92, 95, but he commands it well. His stuff can play above these grades when he's throwing strikes. We're probably a little harsh here. We could probably give him 50 control and maybe 55 fastball when it's on. He's got good action on the changeup. And he's young. He's just 23 years old.
Trying to finish off 2 scoreless innings of relief against the cleanup hitter Martin. He was 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
I mean, honestly, they're 1 swing away. They've left so many guys on base. Like, you just think if one of these balls is going to be gapped and it's going to be a 3-run different game.
And how weird is it that on the other end, you could almost say the same thing about the Saguaros.
This whole game has been kind of that way.
Just hanging in the balance. And that is a beautiful breaking ball. The slider from Avila. And Martin's down on strikes for the third time. 2 more left on base. Time to stretch in Scottsdale. That one falls off the table. The Rafters hanging on to that 3-2 lead.
Meet the traveling trio. The thrill seeker, the soul searcher, and ahoy, it's the explorer. Each helping to protect their money with Chase. Whoa, a lost card isn't keeping this thrill seeker down. Lost her card, not the vibe. The soul searcher is finding his identity and helping to protect it. Oh yeah, the explorer. She's looking to dive deeper, all while Chase looks out for her. Because these friends have Chase. Alerts that help check, tools that help protect, one bank that puts you in control. Chase, make more of what's yours.
This is Poof, the fastest growing pet odor eliminator in the world. Oh. It's safe for people, pets, and the planet. Powerful enough to eliminate the stink from any organic odor. Yet it's safe enough to use on pet toys, their beds, even on them. So why waste money on any product that doesn't totally eliminate the stink? There's only one Poof, available online and at these stores. If it's not Poof, it stinks.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, is now available with the all-new Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly half a pound of beef. Or you could settle for just some other burger at a drive-thru. Anyway, gonna need some room, because the 3 for Me still fills up the table with the bottomless drink, all the famous Chili's chips and salsa you can eat, and is still the best deal around at just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Tuesday, amidst the Great Depression, new players rise to stardom, while others face exclusion from the majors. Baseball, directed by award-winning documentarian Ken Burns. Tuesday at 8 Eastern on MLB Network.
It's been 13 years since 2 pitchers won Rookie of the Year. Will Paul Skeens and Luis Gil end that streak, or will one of the big bats keep it alive? Find out Monday at 6 Eastern, only on MLB Network. Well, here are your Rookie of the Year finalists and how they stack up. In the AL, it's Kowser, Gil, and Austin Wells, who came on late for the Yankees. The National League is where things really get interesting because each guy has his own argument. I'll go down the line, not who do you think is going to win, who do you think is the National League Rookie of the Year?
I think it's going to be Paul Skeens, but I'm with you. I think you could make an easy argument for any of the 3 guys.
Dano?
Yeah, I picked Skeens at the beginning of the year. I'm going to stay with that. I mean, I think he or Merrill deserved to win the award. Churio had a great year too, but he wasn't consistent all year long. I just thought what Skeens did is just historic.
Can I pick Skeens for 20? I know he's a finalist. Can I pick Skeens for 2025 Cy Young Award winner right now?
Of course you could.
Okay.
Make sure
we got to run this back next year when we're
really going out on a limb there, Joe.
I know.
DeLauder goes the other way to left. It's a pretty good swing, but Garrett Martin right there. He's had a busy night in left field, and DeLauder, after a single his last time, heads back to the dugout 1 for 4. So this is where you want to be if you're the Saguaros, only down a run.
He really stays on the ball exceptionally well, the ball away. When you can cover the ball away, and you'll eventually get to the ball in. And he stays on the ball away exceptionally well.
Alfred Murillo's second inning of work out of that Rafters bullpen. Ball 1 on Caglione. When we think about his size and his power, and yet tonight 2 singles and a run. As Jim said when we spoke with him, showing that finesse, the simplistic parts of his very big game. Takes up 2-0, and give Murillo a lot of credit when he came out in the 6th inning because he walked Toto on 4 and then retired the next 3 hitters, no problemo.
Yeah, we're looking at the scouting report here, and the raw power is what jumps out at you the most, and is we've talked about, he's very aggressive. It's such an unusual combination, Dan. I might have these numbers slightly off, but in college this year, his chase rate was 39%, which is way too high.
Yeah, it's high.
But he only struck out like 7 or 8% of the time because he makes contact. But yes, he makes contact. You want him to see make contact on better pitches to do more damage.
We got a challenge coming up.
Jack with a challenge.
Pitch was called a strike. Jack thought it was low.
He actually had 58 walks and 28 6 strikeouts.
The calls confirm the pitch was a strike. Surprises out of challenges.
Look how close that is.
That's
I mean,
by a
this
seam
is
of
why
the
it's
baseball.
fun. And this happens so quickly, it doesn't really delay the game by any significant amount of time. Everybody stops and stares and oohs and ahs.
Let's see who that jump starts. 2-2 from Murillo. Caglione with a big rip.
That's a big difference, though, from a 3-1 count to a 2-2 count. So it really flips it back in the pitcher's favor a little bit. But again, Jimmy, you're spot on. At University of Florida this year, he walked 58 times, punched out 26. So
with an incredibly high chase rate.
Yeah.
Just fouled off at the plate. That caught a piece of Gomez on the way back.
So. Actually, I thought he answered the question exceptionally well. Is that he just has to learn to really dial in on his pitch and not be looking for anything that's a strike.
And you know what's interesting? I was talking to Nico Cavadas, who got up to the big leagues at the end of the year, hit 4 home runs. He's offensive player of the year in the fall league, and he's a guy who's always worked deep counts and drawn walks. And he said what he needs up.
Chopper back up the middle. It's the third single of the night for Caglione.
3 ground ball singles by Caglione. But just to finish the point with Cavadas, it's the exact opposite thing. He's very patient and he will work counts. And he said he's got to learn to be more selective about turning the bat loose in the strike zone and maybe not looking at a softball-sized zone he wants to attack, but maybe 2 or 3 softballs. It's the exact opposite thing of what Jack Caglione's going to try to do.
Caglione's shown the Rafters a little bit of everything. 3 singles tonight on Thursday in Salt River. 3 for 5 with a double, his 5th home run, and 3 RBIs. So back-to-back 3-hit games for the Royals' top prospect.
Yeah, pretty encouraging, too. He didn't feel physically or mentally tired at all because he's going to play some long seasons at the big league level.
Dan,
Osuna pulled foul.
I was going to say, Dan, you noted earlier that his strength, like all 3 of these hits tonight have been ground balls. And that one was a ground ball. He hit that 105.2 miles an hour. We just showed the graphic. That strength.
He's just so strong. He's just at the next level. He's King Kong strong.
See a little Matt Olson in that swing. Chopper to short. Ross is there. Goes the short way. Foot race. He got there.
I don't know why he didn't throw the ball. That should have been a double play. Am I missing something there?
I don't know.
Well, I think they were shaded. I don't think he got to the bag real quickly. I don't think they turned that to how far away he was from second base. I'm not sure where the positioning was on that.
Yeah, he was pretty far away.
See how far he was pulled off, so by the time he gets there, he's not going to be able to turn and make that throw.
You can see Tommy Troy, the second baseman, all the way out on the right side, playing the pull against those Sunas. So,
yeah, there is some Matt. I definitely think there's some Matt Olson in there. Absolutely. He's a pretty good big league player, so I think the Royals will be really happy with that.
Inning continues for Matt Acosta, who's been in the middle of it. 2 base hits, 2 RBIs, and a walk.
Is Ozuna a runner, Jim? Like, you get about
kind of average. He can steal on instincts, but he's not a blazer. I don't know they're going to send him with 2 outs here.
Well, they're still down a run.
I'll go back to that caught stealing at third base with Acosta when they had first and second with 1 away.
Yep.
That was a big play in this game. Hit off the end of the bat into right. Rosario tracking it, and it's into the bullpen.
And then it was curious, but we didn't get a chance to. There was so much going on during the inning, and we were interviewing Jack. But when Hodo led off the 6th inning, and he can really fly, I was the whole time thinking, okay, he's going to go. They're going to get him in scoring position quick and try to make something happen.
And he ran later in the count, but he didn't run earlier at all. I think that's respect for this young man's arm behind the plate a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a well above average arm. It might be the best throwing arm for any catcher in the fall league.
So a game that had the 2 highest scoring offenses in the league coming in, averaging over 6 runs per game. Naturally, it's 3-2 with 2 outs in the 7th. And now Murillo trying to finish off 2 innings of relief. Big swing by Acosta.
It was a good swing, really good swing.
I think Max Acosta really bumped his stock with this showing in the fall league. 22-year-old out of Caracas, Venezuela. Stays alive on 1-2. Last 3 seasons in the Rangers organization, consistent. Over 100 games, averaging at least 106 hits, over 30 extra base hits. He's stolen 26 bags each of the last 2 years. As Jim said, a former top 30 prospect in the Rangers organization up until this season.
Yeah, he signed for $1.6 million. I mean, he was a big-ticket guy. They had really high hopes for him, and he's played every day. Didn't really do a lot offensively until he cut the strikeouts down this year. Only struck out 58 times, and the rest of his offensive. Again, what we've been talking about earlier in the inning about being selective, doing more damage. I think he got him there on the
this could not hold up, and Murillo climbs the ladder to pick up his second strikeout and send the Saguaros packing in the 7th. Nothing's changed in the last 2 innings. Some gas up top for Murillo. Acosta couldn't get it. It's still 3-2.
Delivering great customer service in the clutch is critical. Now, let's field some questions.
We can bundle both your boat and RV insurance.
I'm gonna turn this up a notch.
We can help protect your cars, home, boat, RV.
He's unflappable.
Is the sun in your eyes?
That's right. We can bundle your car and home.
That's right, even renter's insurance.
Nice, Mark.
Excellent focus.
It's Kenny's birthday today.
He can help with special events like weddings.
Great job. Way to keep your eye on the... Ow, Glenn.
Sorry.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
This is the one. She fixes, she manages, she perfects. Because maintaining this space transports her to this space. The industrial grade product you need. Call, click, or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When it comes to gifts, they say it's the thought that counts. Sure, but only if those thoughts are utterly unexpected. Uncommon Goods takes your thoughtful thoughts and turns them into brilliant ideas. A magic light. Oh, how about an entire light show? A time capsule, a fireside chat, a fantastic voyage, a special snowflake. Oh, you get the idea. The brilliant one. This season, find that special something for that special someone. Visit uncommongoods.com, where we're all out of the ordinary.
Did you just pay with PayPal?
Yes, it keeps my info safe, even at the shady lemonade stand.
Who are you calling shady, mister?
Oh, like this is fresh squeeze. Give me a break, Logan. I want to pay with you everywhere. Don't just pay, PayPal.
It's been 13 years since 2 pitchers won Rookie of the Year. Does that streak end? Or will one of these bats keep it alive?
Just stop it. This guy is next level.
Find out Monday at 6 Eastern on MLB Network.
Arizona Fall League Triple Crown race. We've got a winner in the clubhouse. It's Josue Briseño, the first Triple Crown winner in league history. Just a ridiculous month here in Arizona. 433, 10 homers, 27 ribbies. It really wasn't that close. And Briseño now part of a Tigers organization that a few years ago, if you had said, hey, you're one of the top guys in the Tigers org, that would have been pretty dicey. Now it's looking pretty good after their run to the postseason.
Yeah, just a really impressive season. And also, he was just 20. He's one of the younger players in the league, turned 20 after the minor league season. Only hit 2 homers in the minor league season because he was dealing with a knee injury. He's a former catcher. He said he was more comfortable. He didn't do any catching down here. He wasn't one of the catchers on his roster. And he thought that unlocked his bat, not having to worry about. I mean, there's a lot of responsibilities when you're a catcher. I think we're going to see this guy. I wouldn't be surprised if they make him a full-time first baseman next year, and he just really takes off. And he reminded you of somebody in particular, didn't he, Dan?
No, not him. It was the other.
Oh, it was Lorenzo.
Yeah, Lorenzo. But talk a little bit about Lorenzo, because that's 2 really interesting guys the Tigers have that are coming through their pipeline right now.
Yeah, Lorenzo was the guy that got in the Jack Flaherty trade. He was in the Dodgers always seem to have like more catching prospects than they know what to do with, and they trade some of them, and others become all-stars like Will Smith. They got Dalton Rushing come through the system, and you know, Lorenzo's power-hitting catcher. He's got a better chance to catch than Briseño. He was also one of the best power hitters in the fall league. Really nice season, a little banged up at the end of the season. I think it's going to be average catcher. He's got a chance to be an average catcher. Arms better than that. 20-plus home run power, and I'll tee you back up again, Dan. He reminded you of someone.
Yeah, Victor Martinez, you know, the switch-hitting catcher, same body type, same defensive projection. Jimmy, when you look at this Tiger team moving forward, then they've got a lot of good young players, don't they? Position players that start to profile a little bit.
They do. I mean, Colt Keith was a rookie this year. Parker Meadows broke through. Both those guys were former fall leaguers. They drafted Bryce Rayner. They've got Jace Young, Riley Green. Max Clark was a top 5 pick a couple years ago.
Mark Church strikes out his first man. He gets Ryan Ritter with the slider. And here are the 2 youngsters, one from Venezuela, Briseño, and the other, the 21-year-old from the Dominican Republic, Theron Lorenzo.
When we update our top 30s in the spring, Briseño is probably going to be he might still be a 50 hitter, but he'll be 60 power. And he does it so easy. What was impressive is getting to the discussion we're having about what you do at the plate. Like, he has power, but he wasn't swinging from his heels. He was taking pitches, and he's super young. This guy's
had a mature approach to hit.
And he's played barely 100 games. I don't even know if he's played 100 games.
So where do you profile him at? Is he a first baseman?
He's a first baseman. And the Tigers have Spencer Torkelson, former #1 overall pick, who hasn't been everything that we thought he was. But they'll have, one of those guys could DH too. The Tigers, they got pitching too. They got Scooble. They got Jackson Jobe, who's going to, up at the end of the season. He was in the fall league last year. I think the Tigers look poised to go on a nice run the next few years.
They've got a really good manager in A.J. Hinch, getting to the second round of the playoffs this year. It's like a baseball got loose on the warning track out in right center field. So Mark Church, nice catch. Young man hung on to it with Quincy Hamilton getting it back to him. So maybe go the other way, fellas. Throw the ball from center field to right field.
That ball's getting out on the field.
Yeah, there's not a doubt. That berm's tricky to navigate. Church on 0-2. He got him. High heat with 97. Back-to-back Ks for Mark Church. And we love comps. This was a great
I love
one from
comps.
Dan O'Dowd.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the body types, the similarities, the swing. I think there's some, there's some comparisons there, Jimmy.
Yeah, Briseño's leaner, but he's also 20 years old. He's going to fill out. But yeah, it's.
How about with Lorenzo, though? Isn't there some similarities there?
Why do I keep mixing that up?
I don't know. You keep trying to mess my
I know. I'm sorry, Dan. I've stepped on it twice. Yes, Lorenzo does have a body type like that.
I'm used to it, Jim.
And I think it's a great comp because it's an offensive catcher who kind of does an adequate job behind the plate, but it could be a really potent bat.
Mark Church is dialed in. He is on the verge of striking out the side here in the 8th.
He is blowing out there right now, man. That ball's just jumping out of his hand.
Upper 90s.
Here's the Fall Star game home run. See the comparison with Victor Martinez. So that's the one I was trying to get to, Jim. You got it.
I went 0 for 2, but I got it now. I'm locked in.
Very similar. Body types are very similar too.
High in the air to center, but off the end of the bat from Ross. So Suna camps, makes the catch. Mark Church, job well done, young man. 3 up, 3 down. Couple of strikeouts. How many times have you heard me say this? The Rafters still leading 3-2.
Bottomless confidence, clean and skid free. Drop your pants and show off your Dude Wipes clean undies.
Switch to Dude Wipes, the wet, flushable wipe that clears instead of smears. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down.
Achy legs and painful arches? There's Copperfit Energy Socks for that. Our easy on, easy off graduated compression socks to help reduce swelling, relieve tired, achy muscles, and provide energizing support. Now with arch support technology for targeted compression to help ease arch and ankle fatigue.
These were fantastic. The more I wore them, the better it got.
If you have to wear compression socks for whatever reason, these are a game changer.
Get Copperfit Energy Socks in these fine stores.
Did you get the Duracell batteries?
What's it matter? Batteries are all the same. Incorrect. Only Duracell is built different with Power Boost ingredients inside. Power Boost ingredients are a unique blend of nickel and lithium. No other batteries have them. Power Boost.
Y'all see this? Patrick Mahomes is saying goodbye. People was tripping.
Where are you going?
He was actually saying goodbye to his old phone.
I'm switching to the amazing new iPhone 16 for T-Mobile.
It's the first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence. That's like peanut butter on jelly on gold. Get 4 iPhone 16s on us. Plus 4 lines for $25. And save on every plan versus the other big guys. What a deal. That's a lot if you ask me. If y'all giving it away too fast, T-Mobile, slow down.
His talent for storytelling spans decades, but when calling our national pastime, he's a national treasure.
Look out! Do you believe it? It's gone!
Matt Vasgersian and Tom Verducci host The Sounds of Baseball. Bob Costas, Monday at 3 Eastern.
Scorches it to left field. It's off the wall, off the base of the wall, and Guerrero is going to stand up at second base with a leadoff double.
Okay, Scott.
And now he's moving to third, and he's going to get there. Look at the base running awareness by the 19-year-old.
Hear that sound? That's the sound of an impact, middle of the lineup, future MVP type candidate.
I don't know. Dan O'Dowd might have been onto something with that one 6 years ago.
I went on a limb on that one, I could tell.
But, man, you were right.
He hasn't won the MVP yet, though. He's just been in discussions.
And he's primed for a big contract.
Ohtani got him that 1 year. That darn Ohtani.
He's pretty good.
He's a pretty good player.
There's Luis Pacheco on for the 8th inning. Rafters protecting that 3-2 lead.
And it's interesting. He's got huge lefty-righty splits. He throws really hard. He can get up to 98 miles an hour. He's got a good slider, but not much of a changeup, so he can struggle with lefties.
Pacheco, 25 years old, breaks the bat of Tolentino. Troy from second, one away.
That was filthy right there, whatever that was. Was that like a cutter that he threw? Or was that kind of sinker?
I think it was a sinker. I think it was like a 94-mile-an-hour sinker with a good life.
Exploded.
Pacheco, good numbers here in the fall league.
Yankees do a great job of finding, you know, unearthed guys. Look at that thing running away from his barrel.
Yeah, I mean, he was a guy who originally signed with the Phillies and wanted to go into the Frontier League, which is the Indie League, the Mexican League. The Yankees signed him in June, and he went from Complex League to Double-A.
Worse off contact, this time Durbin across the diamond. Hodo taken off the bases for the first time, and on 3 pitches, 2 quick outs.
I think Pacheco's got dinner reservations, so he's just like, let's get this done.
Either that or he knows Dan O'Dowd has dinner reservations.
That's even better. That's way more important. Hey, Jay, while we got a little break in action, how's the car trouble? I heard again you had another incident in the Arizona Fall League with a car.
Well, just my first. I don't think
I thought you've had one prior to this.
No, well,
I got a police report though that somebody got stuck in the middle of a highway.
Yeah, that's, well, I won't name the rental car agency which gave me the lemon, but the battery just completely died in the middle of the Rio Sonata Parkway, which is not a good thing. Yeah, there's only my first. Although on the same trip, same car company that will remain nameless. We'll just say they're a little overrated. They're rated too high. Jonathan Mayo had a flat tire, but
Quincy Hamilton at the plate, a ball and a strike. He's 0 for 3.
I had to get that one in, Greg.
I'm happy you did, my friend.
Now you're going to curse me when I drive to catch the red eye. My car's going to break down the way there.
Probably.
Nice pitch. Pacheco mixing it nicely.
That slider works against the lefty there.
That's a changeup there, isn't it?
That may be, yeah. I was looking at 87, but he throws hard.
That was a changeup, yeah.
And that's not supposed to be a good pitch for him.
That was really good there.
Looking for a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th. He gets it.
Same pitch.
That's just filth from Luis Pacheco. Makes quick work of the Saguaros. And in the blink of an eye, we go to the 9th. With the Rafters just 3 outs away from their first title.
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save.
And then I wake up.
Is Limu with you in all your dreams?
Oh, yeah. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I take caring for my kitty very seriously. When I found a health monitoring kitty litter, I had to meet the creator.
Oh, hi, kitten.
Please call me Martha. This litter seriously stops odors, and it changes colors.
Go to prettylitter.com.
Harlem has everything, but I couldn't find Pilates anywhere. So I started my own studio. And with the right help, I can make this place I love even better.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business.
When you need a fighter, you need us.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Most insurance companies are big, really big. Imagine you're injured and now you have to fight for justice. Our results and reputation are well known to the other side. As America's largest injury firm, our Army will fight like hell for you. We have the resources to take on the biggest insurance companies in America. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home.
When you need a fighter, you need us.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, with your home, auto, boat, and RV all bundled with Progressive, you've got the peace of mind to really wander.
Yeah, I just hope it stays this way. Once word gets out about these places, they tend to...
Are you done?
And there it is.
Well, at least your vehicles are protected. Let's hit the road.
Hey, fam. I am just at this beautiful lake that I just discovered, practicing gratitude, manifesting abundance.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Cue up Warren Zevon's Werewolves of London. Full moon out tonight in Scottsdale. It's getting chillier and chillier and later for the Saguaros. We're down 3-2 as we move to the 9th. Back here at Salt River Fields alongside Dan O'Dowd and Jim Callis.
Jim O'Callis. I'm become Irish all of a sudden.
I actually think that's a better name.
Jim Callis. I'm Greg Caserta. For the rest of our crew having a laugh at my expense right now. Great to be with you for what's been a tightly played game all night.
We saw Mark Church carve last inning.
Yes, he did.
Upper 90s fastball, upper 80s slider. An interesting beginning. We talked about how the managers had these kind of unique resumes and past to, where they got into pro ball. So Mark Church in Atlanta was really more of a shortstop in high school.
Wow.
And he was in summer ball, and a teammate bet him he couldn't hit 88 miles an hour if he threw off the mound. He went on the mound, he threw one pitch, and he hit 90. And he still didn't pitch much as a senior, but the Rangers like the arm. He's super athletic. We've seen the quality stuff here. Life on the pitches. Overslot $300,000 as an 18th rounder in 2019. I think we're going to see him in the big leagues next year. He got into a game at the end of this season. I think he could have a regular relief role in Texas, especially if he pitches like we've seen him tonight.
Missed 4 months with a right shoulder strain, made his big league debut in Anaheim over the second to last day of the regular season. Worked a scoreless inning and struck out Nico Cavadas. And he's got another strikeout right there. It's Gomez, the third victim in 4 batters for Mark Church.
That's really good scouting, Jim. That area scout saw something that was pretty darn good.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, you know how hard it is to scout. It's hard enough to sit on a college reliever, but to try to sit on a high school reliever?
Yeah, that's really, really good scouting right there. Backbone of our game, unearthing guys like this.
It was Church who nailed down the save in the AL 6-5 win in last Saturday's Fall Stars game. So just trying to keep it right here and give Surprise a chance. In the bottom of the 9th, they'll have 9, 1, and 2 due up. Deming, Williams, and then DeLauder with Caglione waiting in the wings.
Skylar's had a really good night. Crushed that ball on his double. I thought it was going out and 2 walks. He's played really well.
Skylar Messenger, he talked about his impact tonight. Been on base all 3 times, and he's ahead in the count here, 3-0. Double and a run in the 3rd, walk and a run in the 5th, walk and a steal in the 7th, filling up every box with the Rafters leading for most of the night. Saguaros scored in the 1st inning. Rafters came back with 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and then both teams struck in the 5th inning. Bullpens have been really good tonight. And now another high drive into center field. Osuna over to his left for the 2nd out.
Just missed that one too.
Night like tonight, getting colder, ball's just not traveling the way it would on a hot afternoon. As we've heard some loud contact, just nothing happening in the outfield.
Yes, this young man's had a couple of them that he squared up tonight.
That would be Caleb Durbin, who joined us on the broadcast earlier. Durbin 0 for 3 with a walk.
His interview, too, was so impressive.
I think we got lucky with both guys, he and Caglione.
Yeah, this young man really has a good understanding who he is as a player and what he needs to do to continue to get incrementally better.
Hit off the end of the bat to short. Acosta throws on the run in plenty of time. And that's as good as it gets from Mark Church. 6 up, 6 down with 3 strikeouts. And now the Saguaros are down to their last 3 outs in the championship game.
Marines are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll have to earn your place among us, because you don't join the Marines. you become one.
One of these lunches has a peanut lover's favorites. The other has a sunflower butter you packed for your son. You do your best to help them avoid food allergens, but accidents can still happen. Xolair is an FDA-approved injection proven to significantly reduce allergic reactions from accidental food exposures. Taken once or twice a month, it focuses on the source of food allergy reactions. For adults and children as young as 1, Xolair is effective in reducing allergic reactions to a single or multiple foods.
Don't use if you are allergic to Xolair. Xolair may cause a severe life-threatening allergic reaction called anaphylaxis. Tell your doctor if you ever had anaphylaxis. Get help right away if you have trouble breathing or if you have swelling of your throat or tongue. Xolair should not be used for the emergency treatment of allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis. Xolair is for maintenance use to reduce allergic reactions, including anaphylaxis, while avoiding food allergens. Serious side effects such as cancer, fever, muscle aches and rash, parasitic infection, or heart and circulation problems have been reported.
Help reduce your child's food allergy reactions if an accident happens. Ask an allergist about Xolair.
What's in your wallet?
This is what they're playing for. The Arizona Fall League Championship ring. A winner about to be decided as we move to the bottom of the 9th. Here in the Arizona Fall League Championship, Greg Caserta, Dan O'Dowd, Jim Callis without the O, and the rest of our crew coming to you here in Scottsdale for the bottom of the 9th inning. And here's Evan Justice, not only a 0 ERA, no hits allowed here in the Fall League.
He faced 28 hitters out here and gave up 2 base runners. He got hit around a little bit in the Fall Stars game. Regular season, gave up a walk, hit batter. Nobody's ever pitched as many innings, 8 2/3.
He is funky
in the
too.
Fall League, and it's deception, Dan. It's a sinker, and it's deception.
Well,
it's not a good at bat for lefties.
And they've lined this up to have another lefty on the mound to face him.
Pinch hitter at the plate for the Saguaros is Carter Jensen. So they take Austin Deming out. He finished 0 for 3. And it's Jensen on the left side. Another one way too far inside.
Definitely taken until he gets a strike, because with a 1-run game, you really got to find a way to get your leadoff hitter on.
There's that funk. Ball 3 from Justice, who walked only 1 batter in 8 2/3.
But the other night in the All-Star game too, that was a pressure situation. He looked a little uncomfortable on the mound to me. I think it's really, really important here. These mixes in a strike just to relax himself.
Yeah, Jensen, he really good catching prospect. Overshadowed in the Royals organization by Blake Mitchell, who was a first-round pick 2 years ago. But I like him. I might even go 50 hit. I think he's got 20 homer power. He had a great fall league. He hit 425 in part-time duty. He's one of those 4 catchers on the roster. But he's an offensive-minded catcher who can get the job done behind the plate. Really nice swing. Like I said, the plate discipline. It's a really nice approach. I'm a big fan of his.
Oh, that's a really
Carter Jensen, frozen rope out to Ben Ross at shortstop. He barely had to move.
That's good hitting and good positioning.
Carter Jensen with 11 ribbies in just 12 games.
Beautiful swing right there, Greg.
Right on the screws.
I mean, there's nothing you can do about that.
Ross did not even take a step. And Justice, man, things could have been a whole lot different. He fell behind 3-0.
If they get a runner on,
to call a ball.
got a challenge here.
Well, if that wasn't a ball, that catcher really struggled to field that ball.
Ah, there he goes. He got the strike. And that was the point I was going to make. If they could get a runner on, Gomez is having trouble catching Justice. So if they get a runner on, they might get if they walk, hit whatever, that could become an issue.
And they do get the runner on. It's been quite the start for Evan Justice.
The 9th inning is never easy, guys. I used to walk the ballpark. Couldn't stand watching the 9th inning.
You can start walking now.
No, I'm okay. I'm relaxed now. I'm in good shape.
Pinch runner coming out for Roberto Mercado. And it's going to be Daniel Vasquez pinch running over at first. Reed Willems did his job. He started 0 for 4, got hit by a pitch. And now Vasquez, the pinch runners, the tying run.
And they're 2 and 3 hole hitters who got a chance to hit now. Let's go.
First, it's Chase DeLauder, 1 for 4 with a single and a run. Winning run at the plate.
That's a really, really tough at bat for a left-hand hitter. That's a crossfire thrown a glove side there for a strike. Good luck here. That's really hard.
We know Chase DeLauder's got some serious pop.
He's got a good eye at the plate too, so I mean he's not going to just be chasing here. Vasquez, solid to plus runner, capable of stealing. I mean Gomez is going to have to hold on to the ball and not avoid the runner getting into scoring position.
DeLauder, a champion with these Saguaros last year. The three-peat on the line. It's 1-2. For the Rafters, it was a hectic final week. Fighting off Glendale and Scottsdale. Their first appearance in the championship since 2019. And their manager, Tyler Smarslock, looking on, hoping his closer can finish it. DeLauder.
I wonder if we might get the check swing challenge. There's no reason not to. I guess they're not going to use it. I don't think they're.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, they are.
The catcher's challenging the call of no swing.
So it's 45-degree angle. I've never seen one of these myself. I'm excited about this.
I can tell.
Here we go. This one does not come out as fast. So they show. No swing. And DeLauder lives to fight another day.
The calls confirmed it was not a swing.
That's cool.
But that's a good time to challenge it. Why not? You could steal it out there.
It's the time to challenge.
It's the 9th inning. Like that's, even though it wasn't successful. And that, I like that strategy of the game.
2-2 on Chase DeLauder. Wow. We've got an at-bat here.
That's a 3-2, 1 out. Do you run him here?
I do. He can run, and it's
gonna have to get a bigger lead.
It's not big velocity. Gomez has not been the cleanest receiver. He's got a great arm though.
He's not running.
He's not going.
Fouled away.
There we go. It's the 45-degree angle from, I guess, parallel to the front of the plate. And that was cool. I even liked the way they kind of paused it for a second. They started to swing,
dramatic effect,
and then resumed it. That was very dramatic.
Another 3-2 from Justice. Ground ball, hammered to second. Troy feeds the bag, no return. That's a great job by Troy on the transfer. But we warned you coming in that it could be a one-run game, because the Saguaros won each of the last 2 championships by 1 run. Now they're on the other side of it, and look who's coming up.
And I know he's not going to do it in this situation, but if Jack Caglione laid down a bunt down toward third base, they'd have runners on first and second.
Yeah, he's not going to.
I know he's not going to do it.
Look at how far.
But they're playing him to pull. Yes.
Caleb Durbin is, and what a moment this could be to close out a storybook 2024 for Jack Caglione.
DeLauder can run. He could score on a double.
Set the University of Florida's all-time home runs record. Everything on the corner has been tight from Evan Justice. Caglione, 3 hits Thursday, 3 more tonight. 5 homers in the fall league. And he's up 3-0.
That's interesting. He threw a slider there on 2-0. Hasn't missed arm side at all. He started the inning by missing arm side bad. After that, it's been all glove side.
Justice has not allowed a hit in the regular season, but he's gone to 3 balls on 3 of the 4 hitters he's seen here in the 9th. And Caglione draws the walk.
Catcher's challenging to call a ball.
Hold on now. They're going to have a look. Caglione standing and waiting, and that's nowhere close. It is a walk.
Confirmed the pitch was a ball.
Which means that Vasquez, who was taken out on the force out, Justice just stayed away from him.
Yeah, all of his misses were to club side slider, fastball, then ran a slider, fastball away again.
DeLauder the tying run at second, and now a chopper to short. Ross is back, throw to first, yes sir! They've done it! The Rafters survive, and they have won the Arizona Fall League Championship. Players from the Diamondbacks, Rockies, Twins, Yankees, and Nationals came to the desert, meeting many for the first time. They start this magical journey through the fall. And for the first time since 2019, the Salt River Rafters are champions of the Arizona Fall League. And they've got their manager, Tyler Smarslock, in the middle of it all. He told us that this group came together, they were loose, they were fun, they loved playing with each other and being out there together.
It's just bang bang play at first base, a really nice play.
I mean, you can see how much these guys care. I mean, Osuna ran as hard as he could down the line, he just couldn't quite beat it out.
Osuna falling through first base. What a play by Ben Ross. Throwing across his body just in time to get the final out. And there's the mob around the 33-year-old Tyler Smarslock, managing in the professional ranks for the first time, and he is a champion.
That's pretty cool. I was just going to say the same thing. Like, he never managed before as a professional, comes to the Fall League, wins a championship.
That's great.
Osuna made the final out, and yet in the ninth inning, the Saguaros had exactly what they needed. DeLauder at second as the tying run, Caglione at first as the winning run, and Evan Justice somehow got it across the finish line. He stays hitless through the Fall League season and ends up nailing down this 3-2 save.
Kind of cool in a game like this. You know, we're talking about the big names. And who are they here? You know, Skylar Messenger batting ninth in the Salt River Rafters lineup. Not a big-time prospect like some of these other guys. And he comes up with 2 runs and a hit and steals a base. You know, we see Evan Justice, you know, not a, you know, deceptive lefty getting outs in the inning. Yeah, it's just kind of a cool game. It's not always the big names that were the heroes in the Fall League.
Yeah, and I want to reflect back on something, Greg. I know this was a very special night for you. You lost your mom, Angela, about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago yesterday.
And this was your first day back calling a game, so I know you had to have a lot of emotions tonight. I thought you did a great job.
Thank you. And like I told you before, having you guys carry me through really helped, and I hope we can do it again next year.
Well, I'm sure she was watching you, and she's really proud of you.
Just amazing stuff. I have great partners and a wonderful crew. Mike Trainer and the rest of our guys in the truck. Jason Lobb, Matt Oldbaum. I'll see you guys in a little bit. And for the first time since 2019, now your 6th-time Arizona Fall League champion, Salt River Rafters defeat the Saguaros. Coming up next on MLB Network, it's Game 6 of the 1993 World series between the Phillies and Blue Jays. For Jim Callis, Dan O'Dowd, and our entire crew, I'm Greg Caserta, wishing you a good night from Arizona.